In the shadowy, mist-covered mountains of the Basque country, there is a presence as old as time itself. It's a force felt by anyone who dares to wander close to certain caves or mountaintops where winds seem to whisper and rocks seem to guard secrets. This presence is Mari, the ancient goddess of the earth, who has been both feared and revered by generations. For the people of the Basque lands, she's not just a myth or a memory from an ancient story. Mari is alive in every storm, every rainfall, and every season. To understand her is to feel the power of earth itself. Mari is more than a name. She is woven into the very soil, the mountains, and the skies of Basque country. For centuries, people have seen her as the heart of nature's power, controlling storms, guarding the earth, and demanding a deep respect for the land. Her presence is mysterious and awe-inspiring, and her story is unlike any other goddess in Spanish mythology. Mari is not only the earth goddess, she is a force that brings life, terror, and balance to the Basque people. Every tale about her carries a sense of wonder, reminding people of nature's unstoppable force and beauty. Mari lives in the mountains, places so rugged and wild that they feel like the edge of the world. She's often seen on Mount Enboto, a rocky, towering mountain that looms over the landscape, watching, waiting, sometimes seen as a woman, sometimes as a whirlwind or a bolt of lightning. She is always powerful, unpredictable, and unforgiving to those who disrespect her earth. Those who live in Basque country understand that to cross Mari is to invite chaos into one's life. This is a goddess who does not tolerate selfishness or cruelty. She has a deep connection to justice and will bring storms upon anyone who wrongs her or her land. Stories about Mari are everywhere in the Basque lands. They tell of her fierce love for the earth and her absolute power over the natural world. Farmers pray to her, hoping for good weather and bountiful crops. Travelers move quickly when passing the mountains, fearing the storms Mari might send their way if they don't show respect. When lightning flashes or thunder rolls, many say it's Mari moving through the skies, watching over her lands and reminding people of her presence. Mari isn't a goddess who offers warmth and comfort. She is wild, powerful, and independent. She does not live to please or protect humans. She is the earth itself, raw and untamed. For the Basque people, she is both terrifying and sacred, a figure who demands respect rather than devotion. In their hearts, they know that Mari isn't there to save them or make life easier. She's there to remind them of nature's might and the delicate balance they must keep with the world around them. They must respect her, honor her mountains, and tread lightly upon her soil, for Mari does not forget any wrong done to the earth. Her power extends beyond the land to the skies, and she is believed to control storms and droughts, winds and rains. When the crops suffer under the sun or the rivers swell with floods, the people know it's Mari's doing. She is the reason Basque farmers have always lived with a respectful fear of the earth, knowing that too much greed or carelessness could bring Mari's wrath upon them. Her justice is swift and fierce. She punishes those who lie, steal, or harm others, especially if it damages the natural balance. Mari's influence runs so deeply that she is seen as the mother of all natural forces. Her spirit is like a river that flows through every stone, every tree, and every mountain. Basque traditions and rituals revolve around honoring this earth, and many of them have Mari's name at their heart. Her connection to the Basque people is not based on love or adoration alone. It's based on respect, something deeper, something that binds them to the very ground they walk on. But Mari is not alone in her world. She is often linked with Sugar, the Basque serpent god, with whom she has a fierce and complex relationship. Together, they represent the power of the earth and the sky, the balance between creation and destruction. While Sugar embodies the serpentine, fire-like forces that come down from the heavens, Mari holds the earth steady, ensuring that no force, however strong, ever tips the natural scales. In Basque tales, when the two come together, powerful storms shake the mountains, and thunder splits the sky. Their union is as intense as it is essential, binding the elements in harmony, with Mari at the core of this dynamic balance. Generations of Basques grew up with stories of Mari's strict moral code. She does not forgive betrayal, dishonesty, or selfishness, and her punishments are legendary. If someone steals, Mari might turn their crops to dust. If someone harms the earth, they might find themselves lost in her mountains, wandering for days as if the forest itself is closing in on them. Yet, she rewards kindness, generosity, and those who respect her earth. For those who respect her, Mari brings blessings of good weather, strong crops, and safety. For those who wrong her, she sends storms, lightning, and hardship. In this way, Mari is a protector of balance, making sure that people live in harmony with the land. Mari's presence lingers in the language, in the names of places, in the songs, and in the traditions that people pass down. Her stories are not just fairy tales, they are lessons, a reminder to each generation of the power and the sanctity of the earth. She is as real to the Basque people as the mountains she lives in, a force that has shaped their culture and their beliefs. For them, she is not only the earth goddess, she is the earth itself, wild and beautiful, and she will continue to reign as long as the mountains stand and the rivers flow. In the quiet of dawn or the stillness of evening, when mist covers the valleys and shadows stretch across the peaks, Mari's presence is unmistakable. She is part of the soul of Basque country, as ancient and enduring as the land itself. The people don't need to see her to feel her, they carry her in their stories, in their hearts, and in the way they tread gently on her soil. And with each generation, the memory of Mari, the earth goddess, is whispered from mother to child, a legacy of respect and reverence that time can never erase. In the quiet shadows of ancient Basque villages, under the wide, sweeping skies, there was a time when people believed that everything around them, every mountain, river, and tree, was alive. Not only alive, but brimming with an unseen power, a spirit that watched over and protected them, and yet demanded respect. At the center of this belief was Mari, the earth goddess, who held a power so grand and mysterious that no one doubted her presence. She was felt in the ground beneath their feet and seen in the wild, untamed landscapes around them. Mari was not only a guardian but a force that kept their world in balance, breathing life into the earth and holding the mysteries of creation in her ancient grasp. The Basques, one of Europe's oldest and most distinct cultures, saw the world through a lens of spirit and reverence, and they believed that everything had a soul. They felt connected to the world in a way that bound their lives to nature itself. From the highest peaks to the deepest valleys, they believed Mari lived among them, watching over their actions, ensuring that they honored the earth. She was not a far-off deity but a living presence, moving in the winds and hiding in the mountains, especially in sacred sites like Mount Enbodo. To the Basques, Mari was not a distant goddess but something real and near, as close as the soil they walked upon. Her origins traced back to an era where gods and goddesses were seen as direct forces of nature, each embodying a different aspect of the world. In the ancient Basque pantheon, Mari stood out as the most powerful and revered figure. Unlike gods who were connected to more human attributes like love, war, or wisdom, Mari was pure nature itself. She did not represent a specific human trait, but instead held the spirit of the earth and all its unpredictable, untamed energy. Her strength was that of a storm, a force both nurturing and destructive, one that could bring crops to life or shatter them with a single breath. Mari's powers were not confined to a single form. She was known to appear as fire, storm clouds, animals, or as a regal woman clothed in flowing garments, her hair blowing like mist on the mountain slopes. Her transformations gave her a sense of mystery, as no one ever truly knew what form she might take. It was said that she could change into animals such as a crow or a snake, creatures that carried symbolic meanings of mystery and wisdom. Her shapeshifting represented her connection to all life and her ability to move between realms, reinforcing her link with the natural world and her protection over it. For the Basques, this ability to shift forms was not only a testament to her power but a reminder that Mari, the spirit of the earth, was everywhere and could appear to anyone at any time. Unlike many earth goddesses in other European cultures who symbolized fertility and growth, Mari was both life-giving and destructive. In her, the Basques saw the raw, dual nature of the world, the balance of creation and destruction. She was like the storm that waters the crops but also destroys them if not respected. She embodied the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, reminding her people that life itself was a fragile balance, forever shifting between these forces. Her power was so absolute that she needed no counterpart among the Basque gods to balance her. Mari was the ultimate force, the foundation of life and death, a reminder of nature's absolute authority over all things. In other parts of ancient Europe, earth goddesses held their own significant roles. The Greeks had Gaia, the earth itself, a nurturing, protective mother figure who gave life to all. The Celts revered Danu, a mother goddess of rivers and the earth, who was both a source of life and a figure of wisdom. In Norse myths, there was Jord, who was a mother to Thor, representing the strong, supportive side of the earth. Yet Mari stood apart from these goddesses in her wildness, her fierce independence. While other cultures imagined their goddesses of the earth as motherly or gentle, Mari had no such softness. She was as wild as the rugged Basque landscape itself. There was something fierce about Mari that struck both fear and admiration into the hearts of the Basque people. She wasn't a mother who doted on her children, she was a queen who demanded respect. While other goddesses might bless with a soft hand, Mari's blessings were rare, often hard-won. For her, the relationship was one of respect rather than warmth. To honor Mari was to honor the earth, not as something soft and gentle, but as something with the power to give life or take it away without warning. Her love for the land was seen in her protection over it, her punishment of those who misused it, and her rewards for those who cared for it. This strength and independence made Mari unique, an earth goddess who was not just a nurturer but a force beyond the human experience. She was there not to serve humanity but to keep them in check, reminding them that they were only a small part of a much larger, more ancient story. She was a fierce guardian, watching from her mountain home, appearing when she saw fit, and demanding the utmost respect. If someone showed carelessness with the land, they could expect her wrath, maybe in a sudden storm or a lost crop. If they honored the earth, she might bless them with abundance and protection. But nothing was ever taken for granted, and her favor could shift as easily as the wind. Mari was not just a figure of worship, but a reminder of something greater than human understanding. She represented a bond that went back to the earliest days of humanity, a respect for the earth that was as old as the Basques themselves. While other cultures prayed to their earth goddesses for blessings or fertility, the Basques honored Mari with awe and fear, knowing that they were not dealing with a nurturing spirit but with the very force of nature. In her, they saw the unbreakable connection they had with the land, a connection that demanded respect and brought both life and death, hope and fear. In every storm, in every shift of the seasons, the Basques felt Mari's hand guiding the world. She was a reminder that they, too, were part of the earth, tied to it by bonds that could not be broken. And though centuries have passed, and the world has changed, Mari's presence remains, an echo of that ancient bond, a reminder that the earth, with all its power and mystery, holds us all in its embrace. High above the valleys, where the mist clings to ancient peaks and the air feels thick with mystery, the Basque mountains rise like guardians, holding the secrets of a land as old as time. These mountains, rugged and wild, are more than just natural wonders, they are sacred, feared, and deeply loved. The people of the Basque country see them as living entities, spaces where the boundary between the seen and unseen blurs. And it is here, among these jagged rocks and hidden caves, that the spirit of Mari, the powerful earth goddess, is said to dwell. The Basque landscape is unlike any other. From the dense forests to the green pastures that stretch to the horizon, it feels as though the land itself has a heartbeat. But it's the mountains, with their silent shadows and winding paths, that hold the deepest mysteries. These peaks are not merely towering rocks, they are vessels for stories and symbols, places where the world of humans and gods meet. To the Basque people, every stone, every trail, and every mountaintop is sacred, infused with the presence of something beyond their understanding. And among all these places, Mount Boto stands as the most hallowed, the very heart of Mari's realm. In the caves hidden deep within the mountains, people feel the presence of Mari most strongly. These caves are dark, winding, and eerily silent, yet they are filled with a sense of life. Stepping into these caverns is like stepping back in time, a place untouched by the modern world, where the whispers of ancient voices seem to echo from the stone walls. The Basques believe that Mari herself lives within these caves, hidden from sight but always watching. The darkness is her cloak, the chill of the cave air her breath, and the echoes are her way of speaking to those who enter. Many avoid these caves altogether, fearing what they might disturb, while others venture in, leaving offerings and prayers, hoping for a sign of Mari's presence. It's not just the caves that carry her spirit, but the entire landscape, the mountainsides, the valleys, the rivers that cut through the land like veins of silver. This geography, both beautiful and harsh, has shaped the beliefs of the Basque people, giving them a unique connection to the earth. In the early mornings, when the fog drapes over the fields and forests, and the sun rises behind the mountains, casting long shadows, it's easy to see why they believe in a goddess who commands such powerful forces. Every sunrise feels like a rebirth, a gift from Mari, who watches over her land with a fierce protectiveness. The peaks and caves are more than physical spaces, they are symbols of Mari's power and mystery. The storms that roll over the mountains are her voice, a reminder of her might. Thunder shakes the ground, rain lashes against the slopes, and lightning splits the sky, illuminating the wild beauty of the Basque country. In those moments, when nature is at its most fierce, the people feel Mari's presence more than ever. They know that she is not just a part of their land, but the very force that shapes it. To anger her is to face the wrath of nature itself, while to honor her is to walk in harmony with the world around them. The Basque people are bound to their land not just by tradition, but by a profound reverence that goes beyond words. Every farmer tilling the soil, every shepherd leading their flock, and every child playing in the fields grows up knowing that the earth beneath them is alive. The mountains they see every day are not distant, in different peaks, they are the home of Mari, and they carry her presence in every shadow and crevice. This connection gives their lives a richness, a sense of belonging to something ancient and unbreakable. Over the centuries, the Basques have woven their beliefs into the very fabric of their daily lives. To them, the landscape is not just a setting but a partner, a living force to be respected and honored. Mari is not only their goddess but a part of their identity, inseparable from who they are and how they live. Even the way they treat the earth reflects this reverence. They tread carefully, take only what they need, and always give thanks, knowing that the land is both a gift and a responsibility. Their respect for the mountains and caves is a testament to their bond with Mari, a bond that has endured through countless generations. In the evening, when the mountains are bathed in the last light of the day, there's a quiet beauty that settles over the land. The wind softens, the shadows lengthen, and the world feels as though it's holding its breath. It's in these moments, when silence fills the air, that people feel closest to Mari. They look up to the peaks, where the light fades into darkness, and they know that she is there, hidden yet ever present, watching over her land, her people, and her mountains. The Basque landscape, with all its wild beauty and unspoken secrets, is her domain, and for those who live beneath her gaze, it is a place of endless wonder and respect. Long before words were ever set down on parchment, the stories of Mari traveled on the lips of the Basque people, whispered by mothers to their children as the night deepened, shared around fires as the shadows danced. Her legend was passed down through voices, woven into the fabric of their everyday lives, carried like a treasured secret from one generation to the next. Mari's tale was not written in ink or etched into stone. It lived in the spoken words of those who loved and feared her, in the haunting rhythm of tales told beneath starry skies, in the tremble of a voice as it recounted her power, her beauty, her wrath. In those early days, storytelling was sacred, a way to preserve memory, tradition, and identity. There were no formal histories, no ancient texts. Instead, the Basques relied on their voices, each tale a gift from the past, a thread in the vast tapestry of their culture. Storytellers were cherished figures, guardians of these memories who held within them the soul of the community. And among all the tales they held, the stories of Mari, the earth goddess, were the most sacred. They were spoken in hushed tones, with eyes often glancing at the mountains where she was believed to live, as if she might be listening. To speak of Mari was to summon the spirit of the earth itself. Through these oral traditions, Mari became a real presence, her story more vivid than anything that could be written. Children grew up hearing of her feats and her fury, learning that the earth was alive, full of mystery and danger, to be respected and honored. When thunder cracked across the sky, when winds tore through the valleys, parents would say it was Mari moving through her domain. In every gust of wind and flicker of lightning, she was there, a goddess who ruled the mountains and caves, fierce and unyielding. The children learned early on to honor her, to respect the land that was her body, to walk with humility and reverence. The earliest tales of Mari were preserved with a loyalty and reverence that only oral tradition could bring. Each word was carefully passed down, every detail held as precious. It wasn't just the facts of her story that mattered, but the feeling, the atmosphere, the power that her presence invoked. These storytellers didn't merely recount events, they conjured her presence, bringing Mari into the room, filling the hearts of their listeners with awe and a little fear. They spoke of her as if she were right there, watching them, reminding each listener of the fine line they walked between reverence and consequence. When documentation of these stories began, it was like a thin veil had been lifted, giving a glimpse into the old ways, the beliefs held by the Basques for countless generations. Folklorists and scholars who ventured into the Basque country in later years were captivated by the rich oral traditions that had survived untouched by the outside world. They found a people who still spoke of Mari with a sense of awe, who still turned their eyes to the mountains with respect and even trepidation. These early records documented tales of her shape-shifting abilities, of her power over storms, and her unwavering sense of justice, painting a portrait of a goddess who was as terrifying as she was beautiful. In these stories, Mari was more than a character. She was a part of the landscape, a part of each storyteller's life. The storytellers knew her power intimately and understood that their role was not just to share tales, but to teach respect, to pass on the sacred duty of honoring the earth. In many ways, each storyteller felt connected to Mari, bound to her through the land and through the words they spoke. It was a solemn task, for the stories were not just entertainment but a reminder of Mari's presence, her watchful eye, and her expectations. As the stories were told, each listener would feel Mari's spirit close, her presence in the crackling fire or the shiver of wind outside. They learned the details by heart, her home in the caves, her shifting forms, her wrath against those who lied or stole, her rewards for those who lived with honesty and respect. Each tale was a lesson, a warning wrapped in wonder. They were taught that Mari could appear as a woman, as a fiery being, as a crow or a whirlwind, and that she could punish or protect with equal measure. To know her story was to understand the power of the land itself, the delicate balance between human and earth, the understanding that they were a part of something far older, something alive. Through time, even as some of these stories were finally recorded, the essence of Mari remained untouched by paper and ink. She was a spirit of the spoken word, her story a living tradition that thrived in the voices of her people. When written accounts of her began to surface, they carried only a shadow of what she truly was. For in the spoken word, her tale carried a power, a life, a force that could not be captured in mere writing. She was not just a goddess of legend, but a living force, as real as the mountains that held her and as endless as the sky above. Even now, when the Basque people gather to share stories, Mari's presence lingers in the air, a reminder of the power of spoken tradition. Her story is not just remembered but relived, as the young listen wide-eyed, imagining the goddess in the wild places, as real as any memory. The whispers of her story are woven into every hillside, every cave, and every gathering where the old tales are still told. And so, through each retelling, Mari remains alive, never bound by pages or text, but in the very breath and soul of the Basque people. In the Basque world, the earth was not just ground beneath their feet, it was alive, a force that breathed, watched, and held every secret of their ancestors. The soil they tilled, the stones they walked upon, and the mountains that shadowed their villages were sacred, pulsing with life and memory. The earth was their mother, their home, and their connection to something greater. To the Basque people, it was everything. The earth itself held a sacred weight, felt in the quiet power of fields that gave food, in the silent strength of ancient stones that had weathered generations, and in the towering mountains that guarded them. For the Basques, every natural element was a piece of their spirit, a reminder of the unity between themselves and the land. They believed that the earth, with its ever-shifting cycles of growth and decay, was woven into their lives, reflecting their hopes, fears, and dreams. In the soil and in the stones lay a story as old as humanity, one that connected each Basque soul to those who came before, to those who would follow, and to the world that sustained them. In their beliefs, the earth was a great keeper, a guardian of life and memory. Every element of nature had meaning and purpose. Trees weren't just trees, they were ancient souls watching over them, each with roots that reached into the heart of the earth, connecting to the mysteries below. Streams and rivers were like veins, carrying the lifeblood of the land, whispering stories of the past and nourishing everything they touched. Every element in the Basque landscape, from mountains to meadows, was infused with a spirit, a presence that couldn't be seen but could be felt, respected, and loved. Mari, the earth goddess, was more than a figure in their mythology, she was the living embodiment of this connection. Her spirit was woven into the soil, the rocks, the clouds that drifted over the mountains. She was the pulse of the earth, a reminder that the land itself was alive. To the Basques, she was a fierce protector of this sacred bond, a presence that bound them to the earth in a way that was both humbling and inspiring. Her power lay not only in the storms or in the fire, but in the quiet strength of the land, a force that nurtured but demanded respect. The earth was also a symbol of endurance and resilience for the Basques. Through countless struggles and changes, the land remained a steadfast witness to their history. For them, it symbolized survival and strength, holding firm despite the winds of time and fate. Basque communities looked to the earth as a source of wisdom and stability, knowing that it had been there long before them and would remain long after. It taught them patience, the rhythm of life and death, growth and rest. In each planting season, they felt a renewal, a chance to reconnect with the earth, honoring it by caring for the land that cared for them. Respect for the earth was deeply ingrained in every aspect of Basque life. They believed that to live well, they had to live in harmony with the natural world, to take only what was necessary and give back as much as they could. For them, farming was a sacred act, a way to work with the land, never against it. They would offer thanks to the earth for every harvest, understanding that each grain, each piece of fruit, each plant was a gift, one that came with the responsibility to care for the land in return. The Basques saw symbols of the earth in everything they valued: strength, endurance, protection, mystery. Their respect for the land extended beyond agriculture to their very sense of community and family. Just as the earth was a foundation for all life, their relationships with each other were rooted in loyalty, care, and respect. The land taught them to stand together, to support each other, to weather hardships just as the rocks withstand the wind. Every family, every village felt like a piece of a greater whole, each one connected through the earth beneath them and the sky above. Even as children, Basques grew up learning the sacredness of natural places. They would hear stories of mountains and rivers, of forests that whispered ancient secrets, of caves that held the spirit of Mari. These places weren't just landscapes, but homes of divine forces, spaces where the boundaries between human and spirit blurred. Children were taught to walk softly, to speak quietly in these places, to respect the earth as they would their elders. They grew up knowing that to respect nature was to respect life itself, to honor the bond that kept their world in balance. The power of earth in Basque culture lay in its quiet, unyielding presence. It was a reminder of life's mysteries, of things that could not be easily understood but only felt. Every rock, every tree, every hidden valley seemed to hold a piece of the unknown, a reminder that the world was vast and ancient, filled with forces beyond human control. The Basques felt a reverence that went beyond mere tradition. It was something born from the land itself, a reverence that connected them, generation after generation, to the earth that held them. In every aspect of Basque life, the earth's symbolism remained. It was a reminder of their roots, of the cycles of life, of their connection to something older and greater than themselves. The earth was their heritage, their legacy, and their guide. To this day, the Basque people carry that bond, holding the earth close to their hearts, honoring the land that has given them life and spirit. And through their respect and love, they keep the spirit of their ancestors alive, connected by the same soil, the same stones, the same unbreakable bond to the earth. When thunder cracks open the sky over the Basque mountains, splitting the air with its raw, untamed power, people know that it is Mari who is awake and moving. her presence felt in every flash of lightning and roll of thunder. To the Basques, the weather is never just the weather, it's a sign, a message from the earth goddess herself. She's the one stirring the clouds, whipping the winds, and unleashing the rains. It is said that when storms sweep across the land, they are not random or cruel but a manifestation of Mari's deep, unbreakable bond with the world. The mountains, valleys, and coastlines of the Basque country are not just geographic features. They're alive with Mari's spirit, her power pulsing through every storm that shakes the ground. In countless stories, Mari appears as a force of nature, shifting and shaping the world around her. She is a guardian and a judge, with moods as changing and fierce as the weather itself. In times of balance, she brings gentle rains to nourish the fields and mist to shroud the mountains, but when angered, she becomes a tempest, a storm that holds nothing back. It is said that when Mari travels across the sky, she rides the wind, her long, dark hair streaming behind her like storm clouds against the horizon. Lightning flashes from her eyes, and thunder echoes in her wake. In some tales, she takes the form of a fiery woman, glowing against the dark sky as she moves among the mountains, casting lightning with her bare hands. Farmers who see her passing in the distance hold their breath and whisper prayers, asking for her mercy. They know that Mari does not bring storms without reason. Her fury is a warning, a reminder that the land itself demands respect. In drought, when the earth cracks under the scorching sun, it is to Mari that people turn, asking her to bring the rain. They know she controls the elements, that she alone has the power to bring life back to the parched soil. In moments of desperation, villagers would climb to her sacred mountains, bringing offerings of bread, milk, or fruit, hoping to soften her heart. They believed that if they showed their respect and honor, Mari would take pity on them, sending rains to quench the thirst of the land. When the first drops began to fall, there would be cries of gratitude, relief, and joy, a gift from Mari, a sign that she had heard them. But Mari's power is not only in the rain and storms, she holds sway over the very earth itself. Basque legends tell of earthquakes that shake the villages, sudden tremors that feel like the land awakening beneath their feet. People say that Mari, displeased or angered, can make the ground tremble. These quakes are reminders of her presence, of her unyielding control over everything solid and strong. Some villagers would go to her caves, praying, leaving offerings, hoping that Mari would spare them, that the tremors would pass. Each quake felt like her voice in the stone, her warning to live justly, to respect the earth and its forces. Mari's storms are legendary, but it's her anger that holds the greatest power. She does not tolerate lies, theft, or cruelty. Tales tell of entire villages that felt her wrath when they went against her values, stirring her fury until the skies darkened and storms descended. Those who crossed Mari, those who lied, stole, or disrespected the land, were marked, their names whispered with dread as warnings for others. Her justice was swift and final, leaving no room for deceit or disrespect. In every story, she is a figure of both fear and admiration, a goddess whose love for the earth is fierce and whose punishments are unforgettable. Yet for all her power and fury, Mari is not only a figure of destruction. Her presence brings balance, her storms ensuring that the rivers flow, that the fields are fertile, that life can continue. Farmers would give thanks after a storm, knowing that the rains had nourished their crops, that the earth had been blessed. The Basques believed that Mari's storms washed away impurities, cleansing the land and bringing renewal. They knew that even in her anger, there was purpose, a reminder of the power of nature and the importance of humility. To the Basques, Mari's control over the weather and natural forces is not just an abstract concept, it is felt deeply, intimately. In every gust of wind, every clap of thunder, every raindrop on the soil, they sense her spirit, watching over them, judging them, protecting them. They know that to live on this land is to live in harmony with her, to respect the cycles of nature, to honor the storms and rains that she sends. Her story is not just a myth, but a part of their lives, woven into the seasons, the weather, the very earth beneath their feet. When the storms roll across the Basque hills, people remember her power and her presence, and they are reminded of their connection to something ancient, something that cannot be controlled or fully understood. They are reminded that the earth, the rain, and the winds are all part of Mari's domain, that they are guests in a world that she holds in her hands. And with each storm, each quake, each season, they are bound to her, the goddess who moves with the weather, as eternal and unyielding as the mountains she calls home. In the quiet moments just before a storm, when the air thickens and the sky turns restless, people of the Basque country have learned to watch closely. Sometimes, just out of the corner of an eye, there's a flash, maybe the shape of a crow swooping low, a dark figure racing across the horizon, or a fiery glow in the distance. These are the moments when Mari is near, moving among them, shifting between forms as easily as the wind changes direction. To the Basques, these sightings are more than glimpses of the divine. They are reminders that Mari, their earth goddess, holds the power to change, to become one with the world in ways they can only begin to understand. Mari's ability to shapeshift speaks of her connection to everything around her. She is not bound to a single form or a single place. She flows between shapes, each one carrying a unique power, a different side of her. When Mari appears as a crow, her dark feathers gleam against the sky, her watchful eyes sharp and full of purpose. Crows are known for their intelligence, their loyalty to their own, and their keen awareness of their surroundings. In this form, Mari observes quietly, unseen yet always present, like the hidden wisdom of the earth itself. The Basques believe that when they see a crow perched alone, especially near her mountains or caves, Mari might be watching. It's a silent warning, or perhaps even a blessing, a sign that she is near and that one must tread carefully, honoring her presence in her land. But there are times when Mari takes on a different, more powerful form, a great black horse, powerful and fierce, its mane flying like a storm's wind. In this shape, Mari is strength itself, wild and untamed, a symbol of endurance and power. The sight of a lone black horse galloping through the valleys fills those who see it with both fear and wonder, a reminder of her might and her mastery over all living things. The horse, revered for its loyalty and its fierce, boundless spirit, is a fitting form for Mari. When she rides as the black horse, the earth beneath her trembles, and people know that she is near. Those who witness her in this form say she brings courage to the weak, strength to the weary, and a fierce reminder of the power that rests within the land and within each person. In another of her most striking forms, Mari appears not as a creature of flesh and bone but as a fireball streaking across the sky, illuminating the dark with a light so fierce it seems to burn the air itself. When Mari becomes the fire, she is pure energy, a force of both beauty and destruction. Fire holds a special place in Basque culture, representing warmth, survival, and also the swift, unrelenting power that can consume. To witness Mari in this form is rare, and those who do see her as a fireball describe it as a life-changing moment, one that stays with them forever. It's as if the sky itself is alive, holding something beyond human comprehension, something that fills the heart with both awe and fear. The fireball is Mari's reminder that she is both protector and punisher, a force that can nurture or destroy as she sees fit. Each of Mari's forms holds a meaning as profound as it is mysterious. As the crow, she is wisdom, watchfulness, and the quiet presence that sees everything. As the horse, she is strength, loyalty, and the untamed power of nature that moves with purpose and resolve. And as the fireball, she is pure energy, a symbol of change, creation, and destruction, a force as necessary as it is unpredictable. To the Basques, these shapes are more than mere transformations, they are glimpses into the essence of Mari herself, each one revealing a piece of the wisdom and mystery she carries. And then, there are the legends that tell of Mari shifting into forms even beyond these, stories of her as a whirlwind, twisting through the mountains with a fury and grace unmatched. Or as a soft mist that blankets the land, soothing and cooling, bringing peace after her storms. In each of these forms, Mari connects with the world around her, becoming part of it, embodying the forces she rules. She is not separate from the earth, but part of its very fabric, woven into the wind, the rain, the rock, and the fire. The Basques hold a deep respect for Mari's shape-shifting powers, knowing that each form she takes is both a blessing and a warning. They understand that these transformations are not just displays of power, they are expressions of her spirit, her connection to the world, her love, and her fierce loyalty to the land. They teach that the earth is alive, that it feels, remembers, and responds. And in Mari's many forms, they see reflections of their own lives, their own struggles and transformations, the times when they too must be strong, wise, or resilient. Mari's shapeshifting is a reminder that change is part of life, that growth and adaptation are as natural as the seasons, and that to live is to accept and honor these changes. To see Mari in any of her forms is to be forever changed, to carry a piece of her spirit in one's heart. And while her appearance may be fleeting, its impact is lasting. The Basques know that even when she isn't seen, she is there, moving through the mountains, across the valleys, within the hearts of those who live by her ways. Mari's shapeshifting is not just a symbol of her power, but a symbol of life itself, a reminder that the world is filled with mysteries beyond understanding, that there is beauty in every change, and that the earth holds more wisdom, more love, and more strength than any human mind can fully grasp. In the heart of the Basque country, hidden among clouds and mist, lie the sacred peaks and caves that hold Mari's essence. These are no ordinary mountains or darkened grottos. To those who revere her, the Anboto and Akatigi mountains are living symbols of her presence, places where she is both guardian and inhabitant. When locals speak of Anboto, their voices drop to a whisper, carrying with them a reverence that can only come from years of quiet belief. For it is here, in these towering cliffs and shadowed crevices, that Mari resides, her spirit forever bound to the peaks and valleys of the land. There is something unmistakable about Anboto Mountain. Rising from the landscape, it casts a watchful gaze over the villages below. This is Mari's primary home, the place where her essence is most strongly felt. When the wind whips through the crags and the clouds gather around its peak, villagers look up, almost as if expecting to see her figure standing there against the horizon. It is said that Mari can be seen in these mountains during thunderstorms, her silhouette flickering against the lightning as she moves between realms. In these moments, Anboto is not just rock and earth, it becomes a sacred place where the physical and the spiritual meet, a reminder that Mari is always watching, always guarding. But the caves, too, carry an unmistakable power. These dark, echoing caverns scattered across Anboto's slopes are not just hollow spaces, they are portals, thresholds where the ordinary fades away and the divine begins. To enter one of these caves is to step into Mari's world. The air is thick, almost sacred, charged with an energy that cannot be explained, only felt. Many say that upon entering, there is an almost overwhelming sense of being watched, of stepping into the presence of something far older, something that knows more than human minds can grasp. It is believed that Mari moves through these caves as effortlessly as the wind itself, and those who are brave enough to enter know they are guests in her home. Akatigi, another mountain cherished by the Basques, holds a special place in Mari's domain. Though less towering than Anboto, Akatigi's rocks and trails carry her spirit, its ridges and hollows echoing the same strength and mystery. Mari's essence is said to flow through every stone and shadow, her presence felt in the breeze that sweeps down its slopes. Akatigi, like Anboto, is not just a mountain but a place where Mari's spirit finds a home. For those who live nearby, Akatigi is a sacred watchtower, a place that radiates a feeling of connection, and villagers speak of it as one with a protector, a silent sentinel that bears witness to their lives. In Basque belief, these mountains and caves are not just geological features, they are the breathing, pulsing heart of Mari herself. The peaks represent her strength, her power rising out of the earth, unyielding and eternal. The caves, by contrast, are her hidden heart, the places where her spirit retreats to rest and renew. People know that each cave, each peak, each stone, has a purpose, a part in the vast, interconnected tapestry of Mari's domain. They know, too, that these places are not for the faint of heart. Many stories tell of travelers who disrespected Mari's sacred spaces, entering with arrogance, only to find themselves lost, led astray by whispers in the wind or shadows that seemed to shift with a will of their own. To visit these places, especially Anboto and Akatigi, is to come face to face with the wild, ancient spirit that Mari embodies. Those who go up to these heights often bring offerings, small gifts of bread, milk, or flowers, left as tokens of respect and gratitude. For the Basques, these acts are not just gestures, they are offerings that bind them to Mari, ways to show her that they honor her presence, that they acknowledge her power. They know that even the smallest disrespect can bring her wrath, a punishment from which there is no escape. And so, they tread lightly, their hearts open and their minds humble, their souls filled with both reverence and awe. Legends tell that Mari's cave at Enboto opens only when she wishes it to, that she allows those she deems worthy to catch a glimpse of her world. Sometimes, a passerby might see a flickering light from deep within the cave, a warm glow that seems to beckon, but those who have ventured closer know that this is no ordinary light. It is Mari's own fire, a light that burns with a purpose and a life of its own, welcoming some, warning others. Her sacred spaces are woven with her presence, and in these caves and mountains, the veil between the mortal and the divine is thinner than anywhere else. For centuries, people have sought guidance, protection, and wisdom from Mari by visiting these sacred places. They believe that to stand on Enboto's peak or to lay a hand on the rough stone of her caves is to touch a piece of the divine, to be part of something far greater than themselves. Each mountain, each cave, each whispering breeze serves as a reminder that Mari is not just a figure of legend but a living force, present in the world, watching over her land and her people. To stand on her mountains or to enter her caves is to feel her heartbeat, steady and strong, a pulse that has echoed through time, binding the Basques to their goddess, their earth, and their heritage. And so, the people of the Basque country continue to visit these places, climbing the rugged trails, braving the darkened caves, each step a tribute to Mari. They walk with quiet reverence, their hearts open, knowing that every stone beneath their feet, every shadowed crevice, is part of her world. They know that Mari's essence fills these places, her spirit resting in the rocks and flowing through the air, a silent, powerful presence that reminds them of the sacredness of the earth and the mysteries it holds. In the timeless heart of Basque mythology, the presence of Mari is as steady and powerful as the mountains themselves. Yet she is not alone. Her life and powers are entwined with other figures, most deeply with Sugar, the serpent deity of thunder and storms. Together, they embody the forces of earth and sky, weaving their spirits into a bond as strong as the forces of nature. In their relationship, the Basques see a cosmic balance, a powerful harmony that breathes life into their world and carries the weight of their ancient beliefs. Sugar, known for his fierce, serpentine form, is as much a force of nature as Mari herself. He represents the wild and unpredictable spirit of the storm, often appearing as a serpent twisting across the sky or as thunder rumbling through the valleys. Where Mari's power is rooted in the earth, in the quiet depths of caves and the stillness of ancient stones, Sugar's spirit is restless, always in motion, bringing rain and thunder in his wake. And when he meets Mari, it is said that the heavens and earth join in a dance, a union of strength, passion, and creation. The Basque people say that when Mari and Sugar meet, a storm gathers. They are bound not just by love, but by a shared purpose, to protect and shape the world around them. Their relationship is not one of ordinary affection, it is a cosmic joining, a meeting of opposites that gives rise to something far greater. In the moments when the sky fills with dark clouds, and the air grows electric with the promise of rain, the people know that Mari and Sugar are near, joined in their union. This storm, the union of earth and sky, is sacred, a reminder that life itself is forged from opposing forces, from creation and destruction, from peace and turmoil. Their connection is not merely a story of love, it is one of power and transformation. Together, they represent the joining of forces that shape the very heart of Basque life. Mari, the earth, is steady and enduring, while Sugar, the sky, is wild and fierce. Together, they create a balance that brings rain to nourish the fields, thunder to cleanse the land, and lightning to illuminate the darkness. They are not simply deities of nature, they are its guardians and its soul. Their bond reminds the Basque people that life is created through balance, through the merging of opposites, and that strength lies in unity. Other deities and spirits exist within Basque cosmology, but none share the same powerful relationship as Mari and Sugar. In their story, the Basques find a reflection of their own lives, a reminder of the partnerships that ground and support them. Relationships are not always easy, just as storms are not always gentle. But from this union of fierce forces comes something beautiful, a world nourished and alive, a world where the land and the sky speak to each other in whispers and roars. In Mari and Sugar's relationship, the Basque people also see a vision of family, of loyalty, of partnership that endures despite differences. Sugar's fiery spirit and Mari's grounding strength come together not to erase each other, but to enhance each other, to bring out the depth of each other's powers. When Sugar rages in the skies, Mari remains the rock below, steady, powerful, calming his fury. And when Mari is still and silent, Sugar's presence moves across her, bringing energy and life. They are both part of each other's world, bound in a way that can never be undone. As the people of the Basque country tell these stories, they feel the connection not only between these gods, but within themselves. They see in Mari and Sugar the natural rhythms of their own lives, the fierce loyalty to their land, the resilience in the face of hardship, the strength found in unity. Their bond serves as a powerful example, an emblem of the harmony that lies within nature, and a reminder that opposites can exist together, creating beauty through their differences. In the whispers of thunder and the quiet moments before rain, there is the heartbeat of this myth, a quiet, enduring rhythm that speaks to the connection between all things. Mari and Sugar are more than figures of legend. They are symbols of the natural world's enduring strength, of love that withstands the fiercest storms, of the power that lies in unity. Through them, the Basques feel the spirit of their land, of their people, of the very earth beneath their feet. And they know that, like the mountains and the storms, they are part of something far greater, something eternal, bound by love, by loyalty, and by a spirit that will endure as long as the earth endures. On a night when clouds shroud the mountains and the air holds the taste of rain, a powerful meeting unfolds in the heart of the Basque country. It is in these moments that Mari, goddess of earth, meets Sugar, the serpent god of thunder and sky. The villagers speak of this meeting with awe and reverence, for it is said that when these two spirits come together, their union shapes the land itself, leaving no leaf, stone, or breath untouched. In Mari and Sugar's bond lies a love that defies the boundaries of earth and sky, a harmony of forces that even time cannot erode. Sugar, fierce and unbound, moves like lightning across the mountains. He is the rumbling of thunder, the flash of a storm breaking over the hills. His form, serpentine and powerful, coils through the air with a silent strength. But it is in Mari's presence that Sugar softens, his wildness finding a calm it knows nowhere else. For Mari is the earth itself, ancient, enduring, and unshakable. She waits, her presence a steady force beneath him, grounding his storm and absorbing his fire. And when they meet, the world seems to hold its breath, nature waiting in stillness to witness this sacred reunion. In each encounter, Mari and Sugar seem to call to each other across the elements, her voice deep, the sound of rivers flowing through the dark earth, his echoing like the crack of thunder. Their connection is not just love, it is a force of creation, a balance that allows the world to flourish. Together, they are whole, completing each other in a way that speaks to the eternal dance of earth and sky, of male and female, of forces that are powerful alone yet unstoppable when joined. The old tales speak of how, in their union, Mari and Sugar bring the rains to nourish the soil and grow the crops that feed their people. Without Mari's steady earth, Sugar's storms would rage endlessly, bringing chaos. And without Sugar's storm, Mari's fields would lie still, deprived of the life-giving waters. In their bond, the Basques see the dance of life itself, where opposing forces join, not to overpower one another, but to bring about growth and harmony. There are those who say that Mari and Sugar's love has given rise to the mountains themselves, that each peak rising from the earth marks a place where their spirits joined, leaving behind the strength of their embrace. And Bodo, the great mountain, is believed to be one of these sacred places, where Mari's spirit lingers most strongly. On nights of thunder, the villagers look toward Bodo and see the storms as a sign of Mari and Sugar's powerful union, a reminder of the cosmic dance that sustains the world. Their story is woven into the lives of the Basque people, a reminder that strength does not come from dominance but from unity, from the meeting of opposites that make each other whole. Mari's calm, steadfast earth welcomes Sugar's wildness, and Sugar's storm brings life to Mari's quiet hills. They are each other's equal and balance, a reminder that harmony comes not from sameness but from the blending of contrasts. The Basque villagers tell their children that when they hear thunder rolling across the mountains, it is Mari and Sugar calling to each other, that the rain that follows is their gift to the land. And as the children grow, they come to understand that this story is more than a tale. It is the spirit of their land and their people, a bond as strong as the roots of the mountains, as enduring as the rivers that flow through the valleys. In every storm and every still day, in the balance of light and darkness, of strength and gentleness, Mari and Sugar's legacy lives on, an eternal testament to the power of love that transcends earth and sky. In the heart of the Basque country, among the rugged mountains and green valleys, there is a sense of reverence for something timeless and powerful. This reverence is woven through the land, whispering stories of a goddess who has shaped not only nature itself, but the lives of the people, particularly the women. Her name is Mari, and to the Basque people, she is more than just a deity. She is a symbol of feminine strength, fertility, and resilience. Her spirit moves like the rivers, nourishing and sustaining, her presence as strong and steady as the mountains that rise toward the sky. For generations, Mari has been a source of strength and inspiration for Basque women. She represents a kind of power that is both tender and fierce, rooted in the cycles of life and the mysteries of creation. In her, the Basques see the embodiment of feminine energy, the ability to nurture life, to heal, and to transform. Mari's essence is felt in every Basque woman who has tended the land, cared for her family, and preserved the old ways in the face of change. Her spirit speaks to the resilience that flows through Basque women, a strength that is quiet yet unbreakable, one that binds together the fabric of their community. Mari is also seen as the guardian of fertility. To the Basques, fertility is not only about bringing forth new life, but about the nurturing of all things, the land, the home, the bonds between people. She is there in the planting of crops, in the turning of the soil, in the patience and care it takes to watch something grow. Women, as the stewards of these cycles, share a connection with Mari that is as old as the land itself. They feel her presence in the rhythm of daily life, in the planting and harvesting, in the birth of children, in the wisdom passed down from mother to daughter. Mari is the soul of these rhythms, a reminder of the sacredness in each act of creation and care. As a goddess, Mari was worshipped not only for her power but for her compassion, for the way she embodied both the strength to protect and the grace to nurture. Her worship influenced how Basque society viewed women, holding them in high regard as the bearers of life, wisdom, and strength. Women were seen as central figures in both the family and the community, respected for their knowledge and ability to sustain the hearth and the land. They held a respected position that was rare in many cultures, grounded in a belief that Mari's spirit lived within them, giving them the power to shape the world around them. In Mari's image, the women of the Basque country saw a reflection of themselves, a goddess who was fierce and compassionate, who cared deeply for her people and her land. And as they worshipped her, they came to see their own role as sacred, a partnership with nature itself. Mari's influence gave them a sense of purpose, a feeling that their lives, their labor, and their love were connected to something much greater. This bond with Mari allowed Basque women to embrace their power openly, to live without fear, and to honor the traditions that had been passed down to them through generations. Even today, the legacy of Mari can be felt in the lives of Basque women. Her story continues to be told, her presence felt in the mountains and valleys, and the quiet strength that defines the women of this land. She is more than a memory, she is a living force, a part of the Basque spirit that endures through time, her strength reflected in every woman who draws courage and wisdom from the earth beneath her feet. In the rugged, green slopes of the Basque country, there lies an ancient thread that has bound families and communities together for centuries. This thread is the matriarchal spirit that has guided the Basque people, a spirit so resilient and woven so deeply into the land that it continues to shape their culture today. This spirit is no abstract idea, it is alive in the stories, in the strength of mothers and grandmothers, and in the echo of Mari, the goddess who has served as a model of authority, strength, and nurturing. Mari's influence over the Basque people is profound, as her presence has blessed the land with a rare reverence for female authority. In Basque homes, it is often the women who are seen as the heart, the guardians of tradition, the steady hands that hold family and community together. Unlike many societies that prioritize male dominance, Basque culture holds a unique respect for women's voices and decisions. This tradition is older than memory and flows from Mari herself, whose powerful presence shaped more than just the storms and seasons. She influenced the hearts and minds of her people, leaving behind a legacy where women are trusted, honored, and held in high regard. In many Basque villages, it was the matriarchs who had the final say in matters of the household and community. Elders recall how their mothers and grandmothers were the ones who knew the stories, who remembered the old ways, who ensured that each generation carried forward the wisdom and customs passed down through the ages. Women were not just caretakers but guardians of heritage and decision-makers whose word was respected by all. These traditions, rooted in ancient respect, feel like an echo of Mari's power, a reminder that female strength, patience, and wisdom are as fundamental to the Basque identity as the mountains themselves. Mari's influence is felt in every aspect of life, from the planting of seeds to the gathering of families, and in the quiet, unwavering strength that flows through the women who guide their families and communities. Her legacy breathes through the unique customs of inheritance, where women often pass down homes and land, an acknowledgement of their importance as anchors of continuity. This respect for the role of women is something rare and precious, a reminder that in the Basque country, the lines of inheritance were not just about land and property but about the heritage of wisdom and resilience. The Basque matriarchal legacy is more than just a set of customs, it is a way of being that reveres life's natural cycles, the nurturing and creating forces embodied by Mari and the women who follow in her spirit. Basque women carry this legacy in every action, their lives a testament to the authority and strength that Mari imparted. This connection is felt in the quiet strength of a mother raising her children, in the wisdom of an elder guiding the community, and the resilience of each woman who stands firmly rooted in her culture and identity. It is a legacy that honors both the power and tenderness that Mari represented, a legacy that continues to flourish, unwavering and proud. As the first rays of dawn touch the mountains of the Basque country, the people gather, their hearts warmed by an ancient connection, a bond that ties them to the earth beneath their feet and to the goddess who has watched over them for centuries. This day, like many throughout the year, is set aside to honor Mari, their powerful and beloved earth goddess. Festivals and rituals unfold, vibrant with life, as songs and dances fill the air. These are no mere celebrations, they are acts of devotion and gratitude, ways of seeking protection, fertility, and blessings for the land and its people. Each step, each offering, each voice lifted in song, speaks to a profound reverence for Mari, a goddess who has sustained generations. From the oldest villages to the smallest hamlets, festivals dedicated to Mari are treasured events, woven into the rhythm of the Basque year. These festivals often occur during significant seasonal changes, moments when the earth's cycles mirror the cycle of life itself, and the people gather to honor Mari, the heart of those cycles. In spring, when the land bursts into bloom, villagers gather to thank Mari for the fertility she brings. They dance, weaving around flowers and fields, the colors a promise of abundance. This festival is a joyful pledge of gratitude for the land's renewal, and each dance step is an offering to Mari, a plea for her to bless the fields and nurture the crops that will soon feed them. In summer, festivals honoring Mari reach an intense, joyous peak. The people celebrate under open skies, their dances and songs filling the warm night air. The fires they light represent Mari's presence, her protective force that shields the land from harm. Firelight flickers across the faces of dancers, each shadow a reminder of the goddess's power. This ritual fire is tended with care, symbolizing the warmth of Mari's embrace, her fierce protection that keeps storms at bay, that makes the mountains and valleys a sanctuary. The people feel her strength in the flames, a force that can both protect and destroy, yet always nurtures. And as autumn arrives, another festival unfolds, quieter yet filled with the same devotion. This is a time to honor the harvest, to give thanks for the bounty that Mari's land has yielded. Offerings of grain and fruit are placed on sacred stones, gifts to the goddess who made this abundance possible. The air is thick with the smell of ripe fruit, of harvest fires, and of the earth itself, as villagers gather to thank Mari for her gifts. They believe that each gift given to her in autumn will come back 100-fold in spring. They look to the darkening skies, offering their thanks as they prepare for the colder months ahead, their hearts filled with the warmth of her protection. Winter, with its long nights and storms, brings rituals of protection, of prayers whispered to Mari for safety through the dark season. Families gather indoors, lighting candles to honor her. They tell stories of her strength, of her sheltering power, of her presence in every gust of wind, every flurry of snow. Children listen in awe as elders share tales of Mari moving through the winter storms, a goddess unafraid of the darkness, watching over each household. In their minds, Mari is a guardian of warmth and light, a force that will guide them until spring returns. For the Basques, every ritual and festival is infused with love for the goddess who gives them life, whose presence fills the land. They honor her with songs that tell her stories, dances that mimic the cycles of earth and sky, and offerings that speak to their gratitude and dependence on her blessings. Each festival is a promise renewed, a connection reaffirmed. They give thanks not out of habit, but out of devotion to the goddess who has walked beside them through each season, whose spirit fills the air, the soil, and the mountains, reminding them that they are never alone. In the Basque lands, Mari's presence is felt not only in the quiet whispers of the earth and the gentle blessings of rain, but also in the fierce storms that sweep across the mountains. She is both protector and judge, a goddess who watches not only over the land, but also the hearts of those who call upon her. Mari, the earth goddess, has long stood as a moral compass for the Basque people, a powerful, watchful deity who could just as easily bless a village with abundance as send warnings and punishments when her laws were broken. Her blessings are felt like a mother's touch, but her wrath is feared as the unyielding force of nature itself. She holds her followers accountable, demanding honesty, respect, and humility in return for her protection. The people tell tales of her kindness and compassion, but equally, they tell of her swift and merciless justice. Mari's blessings often appear in the form of protection, health, and prosperity. Stories are passed down of villagers who fell on hard times, only to find their fields suddenly blooming with crops or their wells brimming with water. These were her gifts, granted to those who lived honestly and showed respect to the land and each other. For those who honored her, Mari was a mother, a guardian, ensuring their safety in times of need, offering guidance, and sustaining them with her presence. Yet Mari is also feared, for she sees not only what is done in the light of day, but also the hidden actions of the night. She knows when her followers stray, when greed or dishonesty creep into their hearts. The Basques tell tales of villagers who ignored Mari's warnings, of those who tried to take more than their share, who lied to their neighbors, who disrespected the natural balance. For these transgressions, Mari's punishments were swift and severe, a reminder that she was as much justice as she was mercy. Those who tested her patience found themselves at the mercy of storms, sudden illnesses, or misfortunes that fell like shadows over their lives. They knew that these weren't accidents, but her unmistakable hand at work, a warning, a plea to return to the values she upheld. One story speaks of a man who lived in a small village on the edge of the mountains. He was known for his greed, taking more than he needed from the community, and refusing to share in times of scarcity. One winter, as food ran low, he hoarded his stores, watching as his neighbors struggled. Despite the pleas of the village, he refused to help. That night, the villagers say, Mari came to him in a vision, warning him to change his ways, to show kindness and generosity. But he ignored her message, brushing it off as a mere dream. The next morning, his storage was found empty, every grain, every morsel gone, as if swept away by invisible hands. His crops, once lush, failed to grow, and the wealth he once had dwindled. The village saw his misfortune as Mari's judgment, a call for honesty and generosity that could not be ignored. Then there are the blessings she bestows upon the humble and kind-hearted. One well-known tale is of a young woman who, despite her own poverty, shared what little she had with those who had even less. She cared for the sick, fed the hungry, and treated the land with respect. Mari watched her kindness, her quiet strength, and rewarded her with an abundant harvest. Her fields grew greener and fuller than any others, her animals healthy and strong, her family protected from illness. The village spoke of her as blessed, her life a testament to the love and grace that Mari bestowed upon those who walked with humility and integrity. For the Basques, Mari's moral code is unspoken yet deeply understood. It is a code of balance, respect, and justice, woven into every story, every warning, every blessing. Her blessings are reminders that she watches over her people with a fierce and protective love, rewarding those who honor her ways. Her curses, though feared, are viewed as acts of guidance, her way of reminding her people to live true to the values she holds sacred. Mari's power lies not only in her ability to shape the natural world, but in her influence over the hearts of those who revere her. Her blessings and punishments are her way of teaching, of holding her people close to the values that keep them strong and united. To honor Mari is to walk with respect, to act with kindness, to be guided by a sense of balance. And in return, Mari watches over her people, blessing them with her love, her strength, and her unwavering presence. The people of the Basque country, for generations, sought their goddess Mari not in grand temples but in the wild heart of the land itself. Her sacred spaces were not built by human hands, they were the caves, mountains, and forest groves that bore her spirit. For those who worshipped Mari, these places were alive, infused with her power. In these spaces, beneath the open sky or deep within the earth's embrace, her followers felt her presence most strongly. They came to these places with reverence, carrying their fears, hopes, and gratitude, offering their hearts to the goddess who was woven into every stone, tree, and mountain. The caves, especially those nestled high in the rugged slopes, were considered Mari's most sacred dwellings. Each time they entered, they did so with reverence, aware that these spaces were not just rock and earth, but a threshold to something divine. Caves like the famous Bodo, her primary abode, were believed to pulse with her presence, and many say that even the air felt different, a quiet, powerful energy, as if the stone itself was watching. These caves were her temples, and the people came bearing humble offerings, stones, flowers, small tokens crafted by hand, gifts that spoke of gratitude and devotion. They would leave their offerings in hidden crevices, quietly speaking their prayers, asking for her blessings or forgiveness. In these moments, they felt connected to something immense, something beyond themselves. Sacred items and symbols played a quiet but powerful role in these acts of worship. Stone circles, spirals, and carvings that resembled the elements of earth, fire, and water symbolized Mari's presence and power. Some villagers carried small stones or carved wooden amulets marked with these symbols, feeling that a piece of her protection was with them as long as they held it close. Fire was especially significant. Flames symbolized her strength and warmth, and they would light small fires near the caves or even carry embers from her sacred spots back to their homes as a protective blessing. Certain times of the year were special, and they would gather as one to honor her. On midsummer nights, when the world was alight with fireflies and the air thick with warmth, people would climb to the mountains, bringing with them flickering torches or small lanterns. They would sing songs passed down through generations, songs that spoke of Mari's strength, her love, and her unyielding presence. Their voices would rise, filling the night air, until it seemed like the mountains themselves were singing back. They believed that, on such nights, Mari was closer to them than ever, watching over them, her spirit woven into the firelight and shadow. In the heart of winter, when days were short and the mountains were shrouded in mist, the worship was different, quieter, more somber. Villagers would gather small evergreen branches and create simple wreaths, a symbol of life enduring even in the darkest times. They would carry these to her sacred caves or to places of personal significance, seeking her protection through the cold months. The branches, rich with scent and vibrant even in winter, were left as symbols of their hope and trust in Mari's guidance. They believed that with her blessing, they would see springs return. Mari's worship was personal, often passed down from mother to child in the form of whispered blessings and nighttime tales. Women especially felt connected to her. She was a protector of hearth and home, a source of strength and resilience. Mothers would tell their children stories of Mari's kindness, her fierce protection, her ability to bring rain to parched fields or to protect families from misfortune. Small tokens, perhaps a smooth stone, a piece of wood from her sacred mountain, or a bundle of wildflowers, were placed around the home as symbols of her presence, reminders that she was always near. When things went wrong, when illness struck or crops failed, the people would turn to her in earnest. They would make pilgrimages to her mountains, often barefoot, carrying offerings as simple as a loaf of bread or a handful of grain. They believed that these small gifts, humbly given, would bring them back into her good graces, would show her that they respected her power and trusted her guidance. They asked not for grand blessings but for the simple things, a season without drought, a child's health, a safe return from the fields or the forests. And when they felt her presence, when their prayers were answered, they would return to these mountains to give thanks. In every act of worship, the Basque people carried with them a profound respect and gratitude for Mari's presence in their lives. She was not a distant goddess, but one who walked among them, whose spirit filled the land. They saw her in the rain that nourished their crops, in the warmth of a fire on a cold night, and the stability of the earth beneath their feet. To honor her was to honor the life she breathed into their world. And so they came, quietly, humbly, carrying their offerings and their hearts to the sacred places, giving thanks to the goddess who was both fierce and kind, ever present in the land they called home. The mountains stood, silent witnesses to the change that swept across the land. The Basque people, with their unwavering reverence for the earth and its mysteries, began to hear strange, foreign words whispered in the valleys and sung in the distant churches. It was a faith that spoke of a God beyond the mountains, beyond the rivers, a God who was not of the earth but above it. Christianity had come, and with it, the quiet but persistent waves of change. For centuries, the Basque people had worshipped Mari, the goddess who was as much a part of their lives as the soil beneath their feet. She was in every stone, in every gust of wind. She was the heart of the mountains and the spirit of the rain. They felt her presence in the thunder and the sun's warmth, and the shadows cast by the trees. To them, she was everything, a fierce protector, a giver of life, a reminder of the beauty and power of the natural world. But as the priests arrived, bearing crosses and words of salvation, the people began to feel a tug at their beliefs, a quiet insistence that perhaps their ways were no longer enough. The spread of Christianity through Spain in the early centuries was relentless, filling each town with a new rhythm of bells and a different language for prayer. In cities and villages alike, Christianity settled in as more than just a new religion. It was a new way of seeing the world. The people were told of heaven, a place beyond the skies, and hell, a place far beneath their feet. They learned of saints and angels, divine beings who held sway over human lives, offering blessings and protection from afar. The Christian God, they were taught, was a father figure who governed not just the earth but all existence, and his followers came to teach that there was a single path to this divine grace. The priests spoke with fervor, telling the Basque villagers of a faith that promised eternal life, redemption from sin, and a kingdom of heaven. For many, these ideas were strange, almost unimaginable. In the Basque world, the gods were not distant, they were close, familiar. They were woven into the everyday lives of the people, protectors who demanded respect but offered their gifts freely. Mari herself was not a goddess who punished for petty misdeeds, but one who guided her people to respect the earth, to live with integrity and reverence. Now, they were being asked to trade that closeness, that warmth, for a faith that came from far beyond their homeland. Yet the influence of Christianity could not be ignored. Over time, the priests found ways to appeal to the people, gently intertwining aspects of their ancient customs with Christian beliefs. They spoke of Mary, the mother of Christ, a holy woman blessed beyond all others, a motherly figure who seemed, in many ways, to resonate with Mari's own gentle yet powerful spirit. The people were told that Mary, too, was a protector, a compassionate force who could intercede on their behalf. For some, this softened the unfamiliarity of Christianity, allowing them to find comfort in a belief that felt, in some ways, like home. But Christianity's arrival was not always gentle. There were moments of harshness, when priests and rulers condemned the ancient ways, calling them pagan, calling them dark. Tales of Mari, once whispered with reverence, were dismissed as superstition or worse, blasphemy. The people who had once seen the mountains and caves as sacred now found that these places were becoming symbols of resistance. Rituals that honored Mari were discouraged, and some of her sacred sites were closed or destroyed. Stories of her power and kindness were recast as tales of danger and fear, transforming the earth goddess into something that no longer belonged. In the face of this, some clung to their beliefs in secret, holding onto Mari's presence in the silence of the mountains, in the rustling of leaves, in the quiet moments when the world felt still. They would still bring small offerings, place stones at her hidden altars, and whisper to her, hoping that she would understand that their hearts had not changed, even if the world around them had. But gradually, for others, the pressure to conform grew too strong. The young began to learn the Christian stories first, taught by parents who feared for their souls, who wanted to protect them in a changing world. The familiar symbols of crosses and saints began to fill the villages, and the old ways faded, bit by bit, like mist lifting from the valley. And yet, Mari's spirit lingered. Despite the changes, despite the loss of many ancient practices, she remained woven into the land itself. The people could not forget her entirely, for she was there in the heartbeat of the earth, in the cliffs that rose high above the villages, in the storms that swept across the mountainsides. The legacy of her worship left a mark, a memory passed down in stories and quiet acts of reverence, a reminder of a time when the earth itself was sacred and the goddess was near. As Christianity took root in the Basque country, it created something unique, an enduring blend of old and new. For some, Mari was never entirely gone. She was simply reshaped, remembered in a new form, kept alive in the heart of the people who had once called her their own. In the quiet places, beneath the shadow of the mountains, her presence could still be felt, an echo of a world where the earth herself was alive with spirit, and Mari's voice could be heard in the wind. In the high mountains and hidden valleys of the Basque country, there lingered an unbreakable spirit, something as ancient as the land itself. While the rest of the region felt the weight of new beliefs and customs, there were those who carried something older, something untamed. Mari, the goddess of earth and storms, symbolized that defiance, a living testament to a time when the people answered only to the land, to the mountains, and to forces they could feel within their bones. Her spirit was kept alive by those who could not bear to let her fade, by people whose faith in her was like the roots of an old tree, buried but enduring. The Basque people were asked, often pressured, to embrace a new way of worship, to trade their connection to the earth for an unfamiliar faith from beyond the mountains. But there were those who could not be so easily swayed. When the bells of new churches rang out over the hills, many Basques would steal away into the wilds, seeking Mari in the shadowed caves and hidden places where her presence had always been strongest. They whispered her name with the kind of reverence that does not die, a quiet but powerful form of worship, one that did not need ritual or ceremony to live on. Even as priests spoke of salvation and sin, even as statues of saints replaced the symbols of old gods, the people kept her memory alive. They remembered Mari as she was fierce, generous, and protective. For them, she was more than a goddess, she was part of their history, their blood, their very identity. And so, in the darkest caves and on the highest peaks, they continued to honor her, offering her what they could, a handful of wildflowers, a stone from her mountain, or a simple whispered prayer. These offerings were small acts, perhaps, but they were laden with defiance, each one a quiet refusal to let her be forgotten. The priests, sensing this resistance, often tried to stamp out any lingering signs of her worship. They called her worship pagan, her followers misguided. Stories began to twist, and her once respected name became associated with superstition and fear. Yet the people who loved her did not fear her, they knew her. Mari was no stranger, and they did not see her as something dark or dangerous. To them, she was still the giver of rain, the keeper of the mountains, and in times of hardship, they trusted her to watch over them as she always had. The church's attempts to silence her followers only strengthened their devotion. They clung to her memory as fiercely as they clung to the land, refusing to abandon the spirit that had always guided them. In a way, this resistance was their way of honoring not just Mari, but themselves. The Basque people had always been fiercely independent, and to them, Mari was a reminder of who they were, a people tied to the earth, a people who would not bend or break. As long as Mari remained, they remained whole. In some places, the resistance was quiet, a silent reverence kept hidden within the heart. But there were also those who made their defiance clear. In darkened homes and secret gatherings, her name was spoken with love and loyalty, her stories told in whispers. Parents would pass these tales down to their children, sometimes as bedtime stories, other times as lessons in resilience and honor. They taught the young about her power and wisdom, reminding them of the importance of the earth and their responsibility to it. And in this way, generation after generation, her legacy survived. Mari's image, her symbols, were everywhere, woven into the natural world. If one looked carefully, they would find her likeness in the mountains, her spirit in the storms. She was there in the unexpected warmth of a winter sun, in the crash of distant thunder, in the scent of rain on dry earth. For her followers, these moments were reminders that she had not left them. She was still there, waiting, watching, a constant presence for those who had eyes to see her. As centuries passed and new rulers came and went, the Basque people continued to honor Mari. For them, she was more than myth or memory. She was a symbol of their strength, their connection to the land, and their refusal to be conquered. She reminded them that while beliefs might change and new gods might come, there were some things that would always endure. In Mari's memory, they found courage. In her story, they found the strength to resist. And so, she remained, hidden but alive, as much a part of the Basque country as the mountains that held her spirit. She was their secret, their strength, a reminder that some things could never truly be taken away. The heart of the Basque country has always been a place where the old and the new meet, a place where the spirit of the mountains and rivers runs too strong to ever fully fade. Even as Christianity spread across the hills, touching villages with its saints and miracles, the people carried the memory of Mari, the powerful goddess who had watched over their ancestors. It was not an easy goodbye. And in truth, they never truly let her go. Instead, they found ways to keep her close, to let her linger, even as they whispered the names of saints and learned the words of new prayers. Over time, Mari began to weave into the stories of saints, her essence like threads of earth and storm running through these holy tales. Where a figure like Saint Mary emerged, there too was the presence of Mari, a fierce protector, a figure of compassion and justice, still deeply rooted in nature. And so, the stories grew, each one carrying a trace of the goddess's fire, each saint bearing some small part of her strength. In certain tales, Mari's attributes became interwoven with those of Saint Mary, the Virgin Mother. Where Saint Mary was known for mercy, Mari had always been a force of justice, balancing out the world with blessings and curses. For the Basque people, these were not contradictions but complements, ways in which their goddess and the Christian saint could coexist. Mari's connection to the earth and storms gave a grounding power to the Virgin Mary, transforming her from a distant figure of piety into a protective mother, as earthy and protective as the hills and forests themselves. Some whispered that St. Mary's sightings in mountain groves or near ancient caves were not the saint herself, but rather Mari, cloaked in a form that would be safe from the watchful eyes of the church. It was in these places, sacred springs, ancient trees, high cliffs, that villagers felt the strength of their goddess. They believed she lingered in those hidden spots, still powerful, still watching, no matter how her name might have changed. She was as close to them as the mountains were, and in her, they found something unbreakable, something that belonged only to them. In stories passed down, the figure of Saint Barbara also blended with Mari's image. Saint Barbara, protector from storms and lightning, bore a striking resemblance to Mari, the goddess of fierce weather and rolling thunder. When storms roared across the mountains, villagers would pray to Saint Barbara, but somewhere in their hearts, they knew they were also calling on Mari. Each flash of lightning, each crash of thunder, carried with it the presence of both figures. For those who remembered Mari, the storms were her voice, strong, undeniable, and filled with a fierce love for the land and its people. Other saints, like Saint Michael, took on some of Mari's protective qualities, his image as a guardian of high places matching her role as the keeper of mountain peaks and caves. The people continued to feel her presence in these elevated places, but with a different name on their lips. They placed offerings, left flowers, and lit candles, knowing that Mari, the old goddess, was not truly gone. She was simply watching through a new form, her spirit still alive in every corner of their homeland. Even as churches rose in towns and villages, they were often built near sites that had long been associated with Mari. This was not coincidence, it was the people's way of holding onto their heritage, a way of preserving the old within the new. Even priests, aware of the pull Mari held, allowed small traditions to linger. They saw that these were not acts of rebellion but expressions of loyalty, an ancient respect for the one who had always been there. It was a quiet, unspoken pact, one that allowed both Mari and the saints to coexist in the hearts of the people. In the quiet stories of families, mothers would tell their children about a saint's miracle, only to follow it with a tale of Mari's blessings. They would tell of a time when Mari protected their crops, or when a storm had passed over their village because of her mercy. In these stories, the lines blurred, and for the children, there was no clear division. Mari and the saints became two sides of the same devotion, each embodying qualities the people needed: strength, mercy, protection. To some, Mari's survival within these Christian figures was a reminder that no new faith could fully erase the old. She was there, enduring, woven into the lives of her people, adapting but never leaving. The mountains held her memory, the caves whispered her name, and through the saints, she found new ways to watch over those she loved. In this merging of myth and faith, she remained a symbol of resilience, her story stretching on through each whispered prayer, each tale told under the stars. In the end, Mari became something eternal, something that could not be confined to one name or one faith. She lived on in the saints and in the stories, her presence as indelible as the land itself, unyielding, timeless, and always near. Through every twist and turn of history, Mari's essence was there, a quiet strength that would forever be part of the Basque soul. In the shadowed valleys of the Basque Mountains, where rivers whispered secrets and ancient trees stood tall, people clung to the memory of Mari. She had been their protector, a spirit of the earth, the force behind thunder and rain, the guardian in the caves. But there came a time when even saying her name brought danger. As the Spanish Inquisition swept through, hunting down any hint of heresy, Mari's followers were forced into silence. It was an age when belief itself became a risk, and yet, even under such threat, they did not forget her. The Inquisition brought with it a relentless desire to root out old beliefs, to replace them with strict teachings of the Church. For the people who worshipped Mari, her presence was something pure and essential, like the land itself. But the Inquisition labeled their ways as paganism, branding them as threats to the Church. Fear settled over villages, a fear that would silence even the most innocent whispers. But Mari's story, her essence, was not something easily erased. It was a part of their lives, as deeply rooted as the mountains, and it survived, not out in the open but in the hidden places, behind closed doors, and soft voices and subtle symbols. To keep Mari close without drawing attention, her followers turned to secrecy. They created small rituals, gestures, and signs that could be understood only by those who remembered. A single stone placed by the door, a carved spiral hidden within a wall, a brief touch to the earth, all these small acts were ways of keeping her alive in their hearts. They told stories, too, passing her legend down to the children, shaping her image in ways that would go unnoticed. She became not just a goddess but an unspoken bond, an inheritance that survived through love and necessity. In this new age, it was not only Mari's followers who faced danger. Midwives, healers, and women skilled in herbal medicine were suspected of witchcraft, for the Inquisition saw any woman with knowledge of nature as a threat. These women, many of whom considered Mari their protector, suffered the most. Some were taken, accused of calling on forbidden powers, of practicing witchcraft. Others had to keep their skills hidden, treating wounds and illnesses in secret, keeping Mari's blessings in hushed tones and shadowed places. And yet, even as people lived in fear, they did not abandon Mari. She became a presence within them, something they held in their hearts rather than out in the open. It was in the wildflowers pressed into hidden corners of their homes, and songs that seemed like simple lullabies but carried her essence. Parents would speak of her not in public but in the privacy of night, passing her stories down so that their children, too, would remember her name, even if they never spoke it aloud. Symbols of Mari, simple but powerful, were hidden in everyday life. A woven basket left in a certain corner of the room, a pattern etched onto pottery, these became secret markers, ways of expressing devotion in silence. The people created a language only they could understand, a language of symbols and gestures that spoke of Mari without ever saying her name. Even the mountains became symbols of her presence. They would look to the peaks with a quiet reverence, knowing she was there, watching over them. In times of sickness or hardship, people would pray not in open words, but in glances and thoughts, carrying their prayers to Mari in the solitude of nature. They would walk to the edge of forests, pause by rivers, find comfort in the sound of the wind rustling through trees. Her presence was felt in the storm, in the rain, in every breath of the mountain air. It was a faith lived in silence, and yet it was no less strong. Even as the Inquisition pushed them to renounce her, they held onto her, finding ways to keep her close without ever drawing attention. For those who risked practicing her rites, even the smallest rituals carried immense weight. They would gather in secret, in the quiet hours of the night, sharing stories and songs that remembered her power. Some would visit the caves that were once her sacred places, leaving offerings, carving symbols into hidden rocks. The caves themselves became sanctuaries, places of quiet resistance, places where her memory could thrive beyond the reach of fear. There, in the stillness of stone and earth, Mari's spirit endured, untouched by the outside world's judgment. Through generations, Mari's followers adapted, blending her worship with the teachings that the Church imposed upon them. They invoked her not openly, but through coded prayers that echoed in the words of the saints. When they prayed for protection, for storms to pass, for crops to grow, it was to Mari they spoke, even if the words had changed. In the silence of these adapted prayers, she lived on, a spirit that could never be broken. The survival of Mari's cult was not a story of defiance for its own sake, but of love, a love for their land, their traditions, and the goddess who had been part of their world for so long. This quiet devotion became their strength. In every small gesture, in every hidden symbol, she was there. And though the world around them changed, though the pressure to abandon her grew, her people continued to hold her close, not out of rebellion but out of reverence. They believed that one day, when the fear had faded, when the danger had passed, they would be able to speak her name freely again. Until then, they carried her like a flame in their hearts, a reminder of who they were, where they came from, and the earth they loved. And so, through centuries of silence, through times of threat and survival, Mari's spirit endured. She was, and always would be, theirs. In the quiet villages of Christian Spain, where tales were woven as naturally as breathing, Mari's name was whispered, her presence felt. But her stories had begun to change. Once celebrated as the powerful guardian of the earth, storms, and mountains, Mari now faced a new shadow cast by Christianity's arrival. Her fierce, nurturing spirit, so intertwined with the land, was reimagined, her image distorted, and her deeds reshaped to fit a narrative that did not know her heart. She was no longer simply the goddess of storms and fertility, the spirit of caves and peaks, but something else, a figure caught between reverence and fear. In a time when blending in was survival, the Basque people transformed Mari's stories, fitting them around Christian symbols and morals, making her into something different yet familiar enough to preserve her spirit. Some stories softened her, making her a more approachable figure, even saintly at times, while others, crafted by those who could never truly understand her power, distorted her, turning her into something fearsome. For some, she became a symbol of virtue, her protective role woven into stories of chastity and sacrifice. To others, she was no longer the protector but a cautionary tale of wrath, of wildness untamed. In these altered tales, Mari's voice could still be heard, even if it was veiled. Her legacy clung to the land, her image adapted into folklore that followed the patterns of Christian saints, yet still carried the heartbeat of an older world. As the church spread and folk tales began to blend, Mari sometimes took on the role of a saint who walked the mountains, visiting the faithful, sometimes blessing their crops or protecting them from storms. There were stories of her saving children lost in the wilderness, guiding them safely back to their villages. To those who believed in her quietly, these stories allowed Mari to exist in a way the church could accept, even if she wore a different face. But other versions of her story took a darker turn. To those who saw her wildness as something to fear, Mari became a warning. Tales arose of her as a vengeful spirit, one who would punish those who strayed from the church or defied the ways of the faithful. She was no longer simply the goddess of justice and protection, but a being of wrath. In these stories, Mari was cast as something closer to a witch, a temptress who led travelers astray or appeared in storms, her form shifting from beautiful woman to a terrible serpent or a crow with dark eyes. The Christianized tales of Mari often carried warnings, casting her powers in a shadowed light. She was said to sometimes appear in flames, an omen of danger, or to ride the wind as a phantom, her presence a sign of things to fear. Some stories claimed she haunted those who dared to question the church or threatened those who held onto the old ways. Her gifts became curses, her blessings darkened. Where she had once brought rain to thirsty fields, some said she now summoned storms to punish or sent droughts as a lesson. For those who had known her before, these stories were painful distortions, shadows of the goddess they loved. But even in these darker versions, Mari's essence could not be erased. The Basque people held onto the stories that painted her as a protector, a reminder of the forces they could not control but respected. Secretly, they kept the old legends alive, telling stories of her as a fierce yet caring guardian, one who defended her people and punished only those who threatened them. While some spoke of her as a demonized figure, others remembered her as she truly was, the earth itself, the storms, the guardian of the mountains. And in these memories, she remained whole, a goddess unbroken by the shifting sands of belief. Even as the church grew stronger, as its teachings reshaped how people spoke of the divine, Mari's presence endured. Parents would still pass down the tales, teaching their children to leave small offerings at hidden spots, like a rock covered in moss or a stream's edge. To some, she was still the spirit in the mountains, the mysterious figure that watched over them in ways no saint ever could. They could no longer speak of her openly, yet she was there, breathing in the hidden places, her spirit alive in the quiet hearts that held her close. Over time, Mari's stories became a blend of light and shadow, of fear and reverence. She was both a saint and a phantom, a blessing and a curse, a reminder of the wild power the earth held over human lives. In these stories, she was not diminished, she was transformed, her spirit adapting to survive in a world that tried to silence her. The Basque people found ways to keep her close, telling her tales in forms that would endure the changing faith around them. For in Mari, they saw themselves, their strength and resilience, their ties to the land and to each other. To this day, her legend holds a place in the hills and valleys of the Basque country, and the caves and rivers that have known her since time began. And while her name may have changed, her heart remains. Mari, in every form and story, endures. In the heart of the Basque country, the spirit of Mari flows through the very essence of its art, captured in sculptures, paintings, and carvings that echo the soul of a goddess both feared and revered. Each stroke of the brush, each chisel's cut, breathes life into her stories, making them tangible, transforming the ethereal into the concrete. The artistic representations of Mari are not just images, they are windows into a world where the divine meets the everyday, where her power and grace inspire awe and respect. As you wander through the quaint villages, you might find intricate wood carvings that depict Mari surrounded by the natural beauty of her mountains. These carvings show her with flowing hair, often adorned with flowers or animals, highlighting her deep connection to the earth and its creatures. The artists capture her essence, reflecting her as a nurturing figure, a protector who embodies the very spirit of the land. Each piece tells a story of the life that thrives under her watchful gaze, the bounty of the fields, and the storm she commands. These artworks speak not only of beauty but of the sacred bond between Mari and the Basque people, a reminder of their shared existence. Paintings often portray her in vibrant colors, the hues symbolizing different aspects of her character. Rich greens and browns represent the earth she nurtures, while deep blues and grays evoke the storms she wields. In these images, Mari stands tall and proud, her posture regal yet approachable, radiating a warmth that draws you in. You can almost feel the cool mountain air and hear the distant rumble of thunder, a reminder of her duality. She is both the life-giver and the force of nature, capable of immense beauty and terrifying power. The symbolism behind these artistic renditions runs deep. In many pieces, Mari is accompanied by animals, like crows or horses, which carry their own meanings. The crow, often associated with transformation and mystery, reflects her ability to shift between realms. The horse represents strength and freedom, echoing her untamed spirit. Together, they create a rich tapestry of meaning, intertwining with the legends passed down through generations. Artists weave these symbols into their works, inviting viewers to contemplate the complex nature of Mari and her relationship with the world around her. In sculptures, the details often highlight her connection to the earth and her role as a guardian. The textures of the materials used, wood, stone, and metal, speak to the elements of nature that she embodies. When you run your fingers over a carved figure of Mari, the grooves and curves tell stories of storms weathered and crops nurtured. These tactile experiences deepen the connection between the viewer and the goddess, making her presence felt in a physical way. The artists pour their heart and soul into these pieces, creating a bridge between the human experience and the divine. Throughout history, Mari's image has evolved, adapting to the changing times while retaining the core of her essence. In more recent works, you can see her portrayed in a contemporary style, blending traditional motifs with modern techniques. These pieces resonate with younger generations, reminding them of their roots while also embracing the present. This evolution showcases the timeless nature of her spirit. Mari is not a relic of the past, but a living force, continuing to inspire creativity and connection in the hearts of those who encounter her. The sacred sites dedicated to Mari also inspire artistic expressions. Caves and mountains associated with her often become subjects of art themselves, painted or sculpted to honor her dwelling places. Artists capture the majesty of Enboto and Akatigi mountains, illustrating the stunning landscapes where her presence is felt most strongly. These works are imbued with a sense of reverence, acknowledging the sacredness of the land. They remind viewers that Mari is not just an abstract concept, she is rooted in the very earth they walk upon, a constant reminder of the power of nature and the importance of respecting it. Festivals celebrating Mari often feature artistic displays, where community members come together to create colorful banners and sculptures. These celebrations allow artists to express their admiration for the goddess and their connection to her. The energy of these events fuels creativity, bringing forth new interpretations of Mari that resonate with the collective spirit of the Basque people. It is a beautiful dance of tradition and innovation, where the past is honored while new stories are woven into the fabric of their culture. As you gaze upon the art inspired by Mari, you cannot help but feel a sense of wonder and connection. Each piece tells a story, a testament to the enduring power of this goddess in the hearts and minds of the Basque people. Through sculpture, painting, and carving, Mari lives on, her spirit entwined with the mountains and valleys, the storms and the calm. Her essence reminds us of the strength found in nature, the beauty of femininity, and the importance of honoring the traditions that bind us to our past. In every brushstroke and chisel mark, Mari emerges, a powerful, nurturing force that reflects the landscape of the Basque country and the hearts of its people. She is a symbol of resilience, creativity, and the deep-rooted connection to the earth. As the stories of Mari continue to inspire artists, her legacy remains alive, thriving in the vibrant expressions of culture, reminding us all of the beauty that comes from honoring the spirits that watch over us. In the rich tapestry of Basque literature and folklore, the figure of Mari stands as a radiant beacon, illuminating the hearts of those who have woven her stories into their lives. Through poems, tales, and songs, her spirit breathes life into the landscape, connecting generations through the shared experience of her divine presence. The echoes of her name ripple through the pages of ancient texts and the whispers of storytellers, reminding us of her enduring influence on the culture and identity of the Basque people. Mari is not just a character in folklore, she embodies the very essence of the natural world and the struggles and triumphs of humanity. In poetry, she is often portrayed as a maternal figure, nurturing and protective, her warmth echoing through verses that celebrate the cycles of life and the beauty of nature. Poets describe her as a force that brings rain to parched lands, allowing crops to flourish and communities to thrive. Her influence on agriculture and fertility is celebrated, and her spirit is felt in every seed planted and every harvest gathered. The verses bloom like wildflowers in spring, infused with a sense of gratitude for her gifts. In the oral tradition, Mari's stories are shared around fires, passed down from grandmothers to grandchildren, each telling infused with the love and wisdom of the storyteller. These tales often explore her duality, her capacity for creation and destruction. As she brings life-giving rains, she can also summon fierce storms, reflecting the unpredictable nature of life itself. The rhythm of the tales captures the audience, drawing them into a world where the lines between the human and the divine blur, making them feel as if they, too, could encounter Mari in the mountains or hear her whispers in the wind. Mari's representation in literature goes beyond mere storytelling. It delves into the philosophical. In many poems, she is seen as a symbol of resilience, embodying the strength of women in Basque society. Her character serves as a reminder of the importance of nurturing both the earth and community. Writers often draw parallels between her nurturing qualities and the roles women have played throughout history, especially in family and community life. This deep connection resonates through the words, emphasizing that just as Mari nurtures the land, women nurture the future. The tales of Mari often incorporate other figures from Basque mythology, creating a rich tapestry of relationships that illustrate the interconnectedness of life. In these stories, she interacts with various deities and spirits, each relationship revealing different facets of her character. The stories become lessons in harmony, illustrating the importance of balance in the natural world and the human experience. Through these interactions, Mari teaches that life is not just about individual strength, but about working together, understanding one's role in the greater whole. As Basque literature evolved, so did the representation of Mari. In contemporary works, she appears not only as a goddess, but as a symbol of cultural identity. Writers weave her essence into narratives that explore the challenges faced by the Basque people, reflecting their struggles to maintain their language, traditions, and way of life in a changing world. In this way, Mari becomes a source of inspiration, a reminder that the spirit of the land and its people are intertwined, and that the stories of the past continue to shape the future. In poetry, her name evokes powerful imagery, allowing readers to visualize the rugged landscapes of the Basque country, the majestic mountains, the lush valleys, and the turbulent skies. Writers skillfully paint her presence with words, creating a vivid picture that stirs the heart and ignites the imagination. These depictions inspire a sense of belonging and pride, reminding the Basque people of their rich heritage and the divine force that watches over them. Mari's tales also carry moral lessons, illustrating the consequences of actions and the importance of living in harmony with nature. In one story, her wrath is unleashed upon those who disrespect the earth, a reminder that the balance of life is delicate and should be respected. Conversely, when people honor the land and its resources, they are rewarded with her blessings. These narratives instill a sense of responsibility, encouraging generations to act with care and gratitude towards the world around them. The love for Mari extends beyond the written word, spilling into the hearts of those who carry her stories through song and dance. Traditional Basque music often pays homage to her, celebrating her presence in the rhythms of daily life. The melodies are filled with emotion, capturing the joy and sorrow of the human experience, much like Mari herself, who embodies the complexities of life. As one listens to these songs, the spirit of Mari comes alive, wrapping around the listener like a warm embrace. The songs serve as a reminder that she is not just a distant goddess, but an integral part of the community's identity, a figure who walks alongside them through their joys and struggles. This living connection keeps her spirit vibrant, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling in preserving culture and heritage. In the pages of Basque literature, Mari emerges as a timeless figure, representing the heart of a people deeply rooted in their land. Through poetry and stories, she teaches about life, love, and the vital connection between humanity and nature. Each verse and tale brings her closer to the listener, making her presence felt in the very marrow of their existence. The legacy of Mari lives on, intertwining with the lives of the Basque people, as they continue to tell her story, embracing the lessons she imparts and honoring the beauty she brings to their world. In the quiet corners of modern Basque culture, the spirit of Mari awakens, weaving her way back into the hearts of artists and writers. Her resurgence is not just a revival of an ancient goddess, it's a rekindling of hope, identity, and connection to the land. With every brushstroke and written word, Mari is being reimagined and celebrated, reminding people of their roots and the power of nature. Artists today are drawing inspiration from Mari's rich tapestry of stories, breathing new life into her image. In galleries across the Basque country and beyond, vibrant paintings depict her in breathtaking landscapes, standing proudly on mountaintops or dancing with the elements. These works capture her duality, illustrating her nurturing spirit alongside her fierce power. In one painting, Mari is shown enveloped in swirling clouds, her long hair flowing like the wind, while in another, she embraces the earth, surrounded by blooming flowers and lush greenery. Each piece tells a story, evoking a sense of wonder and reverence for the goddess who symbolizes the harmony between humanity and nature. Through art, Mari is transformed into a symbol of resilience. The artists portray her not just as a figure from the past, but as a guiding force for the present and future. Her image embodies the strength of the Basque people, a reminder of their connection to the land and the importance of nurturing the environment. This representation resonates deeply with the struggles faced by many today, as people grapple with the effects of climate change and the loss of traditional ways of life. In these modern artworks, Mari emerges as a beacon of hope, urging everyone to protect the earth and honor the delicate balance of nature. Literature, too, has seen a revival of Mari's spirit. Contemporary authors are weaving her essence into their narratives, exploring themes of femininity, strength, and the importance of community. In novels and poetry, Mari is depicted as a powerful woman who stands against adversity, reflecting the struggles of modern women. Her character resonates with readers, offering a sense of empowerment and reminding them of their own inner strength. One poignant poem describes Mari as a fierce protector, watching over her people as they navigate the trials of life. The imagery is vivid, painting her as a guardian who brings rain to thirsty fields and warmth to the coldest nights. This emotional connection to Mari's spirit fosters a sense of belonging, reminding readers that they are part of a larger story, one that spans generations and connects them to their ancestors. In children's literature, Mari is often portrayed as a wise and gentle figure, guiding young readers through tales of nature and magic. These stories spark the imagination and instill a love for the natural world, encouraging children to see the beauty in their surroundings. As they turn the pages, they learn about the cycles of life, the importance of respecting the earth, and the wonder of the seasons, lessons that echo the wisdom of Mari herself. In plays and performances, the character of Mari takes center stage, captivating audiences with her grace and strength. Theatrical productions breathe life into her stories, allowing viewers to experience the emotions and struggles of her journey. With each performance, Mari's spirit dances across the stage, resonating with the audience and evoking a sense of pride in their cultural heritage. The laughter and tears shared in the theater create a bond among those who witness her tale, reminding them of the shared history that connects them all. As Mari finds her way back into the hearts of modern Basques, she also serves as a bridge between past and present. The blending of traditional motifs with contemporary styles creates a dialogue between generations, allowing old stories to speak to new audiences. Artists and writers are not merely replicating the past, they are interpreting it through their unique lenses, ensuring that Mari's essence remains vibrant and relevant in today's world. Social media has also played a significant role in this revival. Artists and writers share their work online, connecting with others who share a passion for Mari and Basque culture. The digital landscape allows for collaboration and inspiration, sparking conversations that celebrate the richness of their heritage. As images and stories circulate, they foster a sense of community among those who cherish Mari, encouraging them to keep her spirit alive through their own creativity. This modern revival of Mari is more than an artistic endeavor, it's a movement that honors the past while looking toward the future. It reflects a growing awareness of the importance of preserving cultural identities in a rapidly changing world. As people reconnect with their roots, they find strength in the stories of their ancestors, realizing that Mari's essence is woven into the very fabric of their lives. Through art and literature, Mari embodies the hopes and dreams of the Basque people. She represents the beauty of the land, the strength of women, and the importance of community. Each artwork and written piece captures a piece of her spirit, reminding everyone that she is not just a figure of the past, but a vital force in their present and future. As the stories of Mari continue to unfold, they inspire a new generation to cherish their heritage, nurture the earth, and honor the powerful legacy of the goddess who has walked alongside them for centuries. In this celebration of Mari, the Basque people find solace and strength, embracing the lessons of the past while boldly stepping into the future. With each brushstroke, each word, and each performance, they breathe new life into the goddess who embodies their identity, ensuring that her spirit continues to thrive in the hearts of those who honor her. In the heart of the Basque country, where the mountains meet the sky, the echoes of ancient melodies resonate through the air. Folk music and dance celebrate the spirit of Mari, the revered goddess who embodies the essence of the land and its people. As musicians gather, their instruments come alive, filling the space with vibrant sounds that tell stories of love, struggle, and the beauty of nature. Each note carries a piece of history, a connection to the past that binds generations together. Songs dedicated to Mari often speak of her connection to the earth and the cycles of life. In the verses, she is portrayed as a nurturing figure, a protector who watches over her people and the land they inhabit. The lyrics flow like a gentle stream, carrying the listener to a place where the mountains whisper secrets and the wind sings her praises. In one song, the lyrics describe how Mari brings the rain to nourish the fields, her presence felt in every drop that falls from the sky. This imagery evokes a sense of gratitude, reminding the community of the vital role nature plays in their lives. As the music plays, dancers take to the floor, their movements reflecting the rhythms of the earth. They spin and sway, embodying the elements that Mari represents: water, fire, and wind. Each dance is a tribute to her spirit, a celebration of the connection between the dancers and the divine. In one traditional dance, performers mimic the flow of water, their bodies moving gracefully as if they are part of a flowing river. The audience watches in awe, captivated by the beauty of the performance, feeling as if they are witnessing a sacred ritual. The symbolism of Mari in Basque music goes beyond mere celebration. It reflects a deeper cultural identity, a reminder of the strength and resilience of the Basque people. The songs often tell tales of struggle and triumph, of a community coming together in the face of adversity. In times of hardship, the music becomes a source of comfort, a way to honor the goddess who embodies their hopes and dreams. Through these songs, the community finds solace and strength, uniting in their shared experiences. The melodies often intertwine with the sounds of traditional instruments, such as the tsalaparta, a wooden percussion instrument played by two people striking logs in rhythm. The thumping beat echoes through the valleys, creating a heartbeat for the land itself. When the tsalaparta resonates, it feels as if the very essence of Mari is present, connecting the past with the present. As musicians play, the air fills with a sense of joy and nostalgia, transporting listeners to a time when Mari walked among them, guiding their lives. Festivals in the Basque country come alive with music and dance dedicated to Mari. These celebrations are a vibrant expression of culture, where families gather to honor their heritage. Children run around, their laughter mingling with the melodies, as elders share stories of Mari's power and grace. The atmosphere is electric, filled with a sense of belonging and unity. In these moments, the community comes together, creating a tapestry of sound and movement that reflects their shared identity. In one particularly moving festival, the participants gather at the foot of a sacred mountain, believed to be a resting place for Mari. As the sun sets, the sky transforms into a canvas of oranges and purples. With each note played and each step danced, the atmosphere thickens with emotion. The community sings songs that have been passed down through generations, their voices rising to the heavens, seeking Mari's blessings. The music becomes a bridge between the earthly and the divine, connecting them to their ancestors and to each other. As night falls, the fire crackles, and the warmth spreads through the gathering. The rhythms of the dance become more intense, urging everyone to join in. It's a celebration of life, love, and the bond they share with Mari. The energy is palpable, with each dancer pouring their heart and soul into the movements. In these moments, it's as if time stands still, and the spirit of Mari envelopes everyone, reminding them of their roots and the strength they find in their culture. Through folk music and dance, Mari's legacy endures, echoing through the valleys and mountains of the Basque country. The songs are not just melodies, they are vessels carrying the hopes, dreams, and struggles of the Basque people. Each performance tells a story, invoking memories of times past and dreams for the future. The community dances together, not just in celebration of Mari, but in recognition of the strength that comes from unity and shared identity. In a world that often feels disconnected, these musical traditions offer a sense of belonging, reminding everyone that they are part of something greater. As the melodies fade into the night, the spirit of Mari lingers on, a constant reminder of the beauty of their culture and the enduring power of music and dance to bring people together. The legacy of Mari continues to inspire, a testament to the resilience and vitality of the Basque people, woven into the very fabric of their lives. The stories of Mari, the powerful Basque goddess, continue to captivate hearts and minds, weaving her essence into the fabric of modern culture. Today, she dances through the pages of books, echoes and songs, and illuminates the stage in theaters. These contemporary interpretations breathe new life into her ancient narratives, reminding everyone of her significance in the Basque identity. With each retelling, Mari transforms, yet her core essence remains a guiding light for many. In literature, Mari's figure has become a symbol of strength and resilience. Authors, inspired by her story, craft narratives that reflect the struggles and triumphs of women. In one novel, a young woman embarks on a quest to find her roots, discovering the strength of Mari within herself. The author uses Mari's attributes to empower the protagonist, portraying her as a fierce protector of nature and a source of wisdom. Readers find themselves enchanted, feeling a deep connection to both the character and the goddess she embodies. The narrative unfolds like a tapestry, weaving threads of folklore into a modern setting, allowing readers to see the relevance of Mari in their own lives. Music also plays a vital role in keeping Mari's spirit alive. Contemporary Basque musicians infuse their songs with references to her, using melodies that resonate with the heart and soul of the people. In one popular song, the chorus praises Mari as the guardian of the land, celebrating her connection to the earth and its people. The catchy rhythm invites listeners to sing along, creating a sense of unity among friends and strangers alike. Each note carries the weight of tradition, while the lyrics inspire a renewed appreciation for nature. As the music swells, it becomes clear that Mari is not just a figure of the past, she is a living presence, woven into the very essence of Basque culture. Theater brings Mari to life in vivid performances, drawing audiences into her world. In one powerful play, the audience witnesses Mari's journey through the challenges of modern life, grappling with themes of love, loss, and identity. The actress portraying Mari embodies her strength and grace, captivating everyone with her passion. As the lights dim and the story unfolds, the audience feels a deep connection to the struggles and victories of this timeless goddess. The performance transcends mere entertainment, it becomes a celebration of the Basque heritage and the resilience of its people. Through these modern adaptations, Mari remains a symbol of feminine power, an emblem of the Basque spirit that cannot be extinguished. She embodies the courage of those who fought to preserve their traditions in a rapidly changing world. In a particularly poignant scene in the play, Mari stands before the audience, arms outstretched, proclaiming her commitment to protect the land and its people. The raw emotion in her voice echoes the voices of countless women who have come before her, reminding everyone of the strength found in community and identity. Social media has also played a crucial role in reviving interest in Mari. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok showcase artists and storytellers who share their interpretations of her legend. Vibrant illustrations of Mari, adorned with flowers and symbols of nature, flood timelines, bringing her story to a new generation. Short videos explore her myths, blending traditional tales with contemporary art forms. The hashtag #MariGoddess sparks conversations as people from all walks of life discuss what she means to them. These digital spaces foster a sense of belonging as individuals connect over their shared appreciation for the goddess and the cultural legacy she represents. Festivals continue to celebrate Mari, showcasing her influence in modern Basque society. Events filled with music, dance, and storytelling draw crowds, young and old, to honor her. As families gather, they share stories passed down through generations, keeping the spirit of Mari alive. The atmosphere is electric, filled with laughter and joy. Children dance with abandon, their movements echoing the rhythms of their ancestors. In these moments, the legacy of Mari flourishes, as her presence is felt in the smiles and connections shared among the people. Mari's evolution in popular culture is a testament to her enduring significance in Basque identity. Her stories, now interwoven with contemporary themes, resonate deeply with those who seek connection to their roots. Each retelling honors the past while embracing the present, creating a bridge for future generations to walk upon. Mari is no longer just a goddess of ancient tales, she is a beacon of hope and strength for all who look to her for inspiration. Through books, music, theater, and social media, the legacy of Mari continues to thrive, encouraging individuals to reflect on their own identities and the world around them. Her spirit reminds everyone that even in the face of change, the power of tradition and community remains unbroken. As Mari dances through the pages of history and modernity, she ignites a spark of pride in those who celebrate her, ensuring that her story will be told for generations to come. In every note sung and every story shared, the heart of Mari beats on, a vibrant pulse of Basque culture that will never fade. In the heart of modern spirituality, the goddess Mari has found a new home among Neopagan communities, breathing life into ancient traditions while embracing the needs and beliefs of contemporary seekers. Her stories, once whispered through the mountains and valleys of the Basque country, now resonate in the sacred spaces of modern rituals, where her power as a symbol of the earth and femininity shines brightly. For many Neopagans, Mari embodies a connection to nature that is both profound and personal. She is not just a deity of the past, she represents the spirit of the land, the heartbeat of the earth itself. In a world that often feels disconnected from nature, Mari's worship reminds people of their roots and the sacredness of the environment around them. Imagine a group of individuals gathering in a sun-drenched meadow, their hearts filled with intention, each participant holding a small offering of flowers or herbs, gifts for the goddess who watches over them. This moment is not just an act of devotion, it is a celebration of life, growth, and the interconnectedness of all living things. In these gatherings, rituals inspired by Mari often reflect her dual nature, both nurturing and fierce. People honor her as a guardian of fertility and abundance, seeking her blessings for their gardens, families, and dreams. They plant seeds in her name, believing that with each sprout, they are nurturing the bond between themselves and the goddess. The air buzzes with excitement as they share stories about their hopes and aspirations, their words weaving a tapestry of life that binds them together. In these moments, they feel Mari's presence, as if she is smiling upon them, encouraging their growth just as she does with the flowers that bloom under the sun. But Mari is not just a figure of gentle love, she also embodies strength and protection. In ceremonies designed to honor her fierce side, participants might gather around a roaring fire, flames flickering against the night sky. They raise their voices in chants, calling upon her to protect them from harm and guide them through life's challenges. These rituals are powerful, filled with emotion and energy. The fire crackles and sparks, mirroring the intensity of their prayers. In the heat of the flames, they find courage, knowing that Mari stands with them, fierce and unwavering. The reinterpretation of Mari's myths has allowed modern pagan groups to form a deeper connection with her essence. Stories of her battles against darkness and her unwavering commitment to the earth resonate with many who seek empowerment in their own lives. These narratives are not simply retellings of old tales, they are living lessons that inspire individuals to stand firm in the face of adversity. As they read her stories, they feel a sense of kinship with the goddess, recognizing their struggles as part of a greater tapestry of life. In some Neopagan circles, Mari is integrated into a broader pantheon, standing alongside other deities. This fusion creates a rich, diverse spiritual practice that honors both the old and the new. Participants may call upon her alongside goddesses from different traditions, each bringing their unique strengths to the ceremony. This merging of beliefs allows for a deeper understanding of spirituality, reminding practitioners that the divine can take many forms. Art also plays a significant role in the modern worship of Mari. Artists inspired by her essence create stunning pieces that capture her spirit, paintings filled with vibrant colors, sculptures that seem to pulse with life, and poetry that echoes with the wisdom of the ages. These artworks serve as conduits for connecting with Mari, allowing individuals to feel her presence in their everyday lives. When they see her image, whether in a gallery or a personal altar, they are reminded of her strength and beauty. In the age of social media, the reinterpretation of Mari has spread beyond local communities, reaching individuals worldwide. Online platforms have become spaces for sharing rituals, artwork, and stories, creating a global community united in their devotion. Participants from different backgrounds share their unique interpretations of Mari, weaving a rich tapestry of belief that honors her while allowing for personal expression. This sharing fosters a sense of belonging, as people from all walks of life come together to celebrate the goddess who has inspired them. Education is another crucial aspect of Mari's modern worship. Many Neopagans take it upon themselves to study her mythology and the traditions of the Basque people. They seek to understand the context of her stories, respecting the cultural heritage that birthed her. Workshops and gatherings often focus on sharing knowledge, ensuring that the essence of Mari remains connected to her roots while adapting to contemporary needs. This effort to honor the past while embracing the present speaks to the heart of what it means to worship Mari in modern times. As Mari continues to inspire, her essence has become a beacon for those searching for meaning in their lives. In her, people find a source of strength, a reminder of the power of the earth, and a call to protect the environment. With every flower they offer, every ritual they perform, and every story they share, they weave her into the fabric of their lives, ensuring that her spirit thrives in a world that often forgets its roots. Through modern paganism, Mari has evolved into a goddess for the people, a symbol of resilience, growth, and connection. Her presence in contemporary spirituality serves as a powerful reminder that the past is not something to be left behind, but a foundation upon which to build a future. In the hearts of those who worship her, Mari lives on, a vibrant spirit guiding them through the complexities of life, urging them to remember the sacredness of the world around them. As they lift their voices in song and raise their hands in prayer, they know that Mari stands with them, a protector and a guide, forever woven into the tapestry of their existence. In the hearts of many, the goddess Mari stands tall, a beacon of feminine power and resilience. Her story resonates deeply with those who seek to reclaim their strength in a world that often overlooks the contributions and voices of women. For centuries, Mari has been more than a deity. She embodies the spirit of women everywhere, inspiring generations to rise up, stand strong, and embrace their identities with pride. The power of Mari is palpable. She is a figure who commands respect, illustrating the beauty of female authority in a society that has often marginalized women's roles. With her ties to the earth, fertility, and protection, Mari symbolizes the nurturing and fierce aspects of femininity. She teaches that being strong does not mean sacrificing gentleness. Instead, true strength lies in the ability to balance both. Like the powerful storms that give way to calm seas, Mari embodies the duality of nature itself. As the goddess of the Basque people, Mari's influence has been felt for generations, and her stories have spread far beyond her homeland. In the midst of the feminist movements, Mari's legacy has become a rallying point for women seeking empowerment. They look to her as a symbol of what it means to embrace one's true self while standing firm against adversity. In gatherings, women share tales of Mari, their voices united in a chorus of strength. These gatherings are filled with emotion, as stories of triumph and struggle intermingle, creating a tapestry of resilience that honors not only Mari, but every woman who has fought for her voice to be heard. Art and literature have played a vital role in this feminist interpretation of Mari. Writers and artists draw inspiration from her story, transforming her image into a powerful symbol for the modern feminist movement. In poetry and prose, they capture her essence, depicting her not just as a goddess, but as a woman who embodies the struggles and joys of life. These creative expressions resonate with many, as they reflect the desire for strength, independence, and authenticity. In artwork, Mari is often portrayed in various forms that highlight her connection to nature and the universe. Some images depict her surrounded by animals, while others showcase her entwined with the elements, illustrating her inherent power. Each brushstroke captures her spirit, reminding viewers of the divine feminine that resides in all women. This artistic revival not only honors Mari's legacy but also serves as a reminder of the strength that women possess, often hidden beneath the surface. The stories of Mari have also found their way into feminist discourse. Scholars and activists analyze her role as a leader and protector, highlighting how her influence can empower women today. Discussions about her mythology often center around themes of autonomy, choice, and the defiance of societal norms. By reclaiming her narratives, women can draw parallels to their own lives, recognizing that they too have the power to shape their destinies, just as Mari shaped the world around her. Feminist groups within Spain and beyond have embraced Mari as a symbol of resistance against patriarchal structures. Her stories serve as a reminder that women have long held positions of power, even when those roles have been obscured by history. Mari's influence on these movements is profound, inspiring women to reclaim their voices, stand up for their rights, and challenge the status quo. In marches and protests, chants of empowerment echo the strength of Mari. Women carrying banners with her image gather together, united in a mission to uphold the values she represents: courage, resilience, and independence. As they march, they honor the goddess who inspires them to continue the fight for equality and justice. In these moments, Mari becomes a living symbol of their hopes and dreams, a reminder that the feminine spirit is powerful and transformative. Beyond the borders of Spain, Mari's essence resonates with feminists around the world. Her story transcends cultures and languages, illustrating the universal struggles women face. In different societies, women have taken her attributes, her strength, her compassion, her fierce determination, and made them their own. Mari has become a source of inspiration, a symbol of hope that reminds women everywhere of their capacity for greatness. The feminist interpretation of Mari extends into education as well. Workshops and seminars dedicated to her teachings allow women to connect with her spirit in meaningful ways. Here, they learn about the historical significance of her character and discuss how her story can be applied to modern life. The environment is one of empowerment and support, where women encourage one another to explore their identities, fostering a sense of community that echoes Mari's nurturing spirit. In recent years, Mari's influence has also found its way into digital spaces. Online communities share art, poetry, and discussions that honor her legacy, creating a vibrant network of individuals committed to celebrating the goddess and the ideals she represents. Social media platforms become spaces of shared inspiration, where stories of resilience and empowerment are told and retold, encouraging a new generation to connect with Mari's spirit. As Mari's story continues to evolve, her significance in feminist movements remains strong. Women draw strength from her, learning to navigate their paths with confidence, just as she navigates the forces of nature. Each time they invoke her name, they acknowledge the legacy of resilience that she represents, a reminder that they are never alone in their struggles. In the tapestry of women's history, Mari's threads shine brightly. She stands as a reminder that femininity is powerful, that women have always had the strength to rise against the odds. With each chant, each artwork, and each shared story, Mari's influence grows, solidifying her place not just in the hearts of the Basque people, but in the global feminist movement. Through her, women find the courage to express themselves, the strength to rise, and the assurance that they are part of something much larger, a legacy of feminine power and resilience that will continue to inspire generations to come. In the heart of the Basque country, where the mountains meet the sky and the rivers weave through ancient forests, the spirit of Mari stirs. She is not just a goddess of fertility and protector of the home, she embodies the very essence of nature itself. To many, she is a guardian of the earth, a symbol of what it means to live in harmony with the world around us. In today's world, where the environment faces dire challenges, Mari's presence becomes even more vital, serving as a poignant reminder of our connection to nature and the responsibility we have to protect it. Modern environmentalists have found inspiration in Mari, reinterpreting her image as an earth goddess who calls upon humanity to honor and care for the planet. In a time when nature seems to be crying out for help, Mari stands as a powerful figure, urging us to listen to the whispers of the wind and the songs of the trees. She reminds us that every element of the earth is sacred, interconnected, and deserving of respect. This vision of Mari stirs the hearts of many who seek to rekindle their relationship with the natural world, inspiring them to become stewards of the land. Her stories echo through the ages, recounting how she roams the mountains and valleys, ensuring that the balance of nature is maintained. In her presence, the animals flourish and the plants thrive. When the land is in harmony, so too are the people. This idea resonates deeply with those who understand the pressing need to safeguard our environment. Mari becomes not just a figure from folklore but a rallying cry for the environmental movement, a symbol of hope that encourages collective action to protect the earth. As activists advocate for sustainable practices and work tirelessly to combat climate change, they draw strength from Mari's legacy. They gather in forests, on mountains, and by rivers, often invoking her name in ceremonies that celebrate the beauty of the earth. These gatherings are filled with passion and purpose, where individuals share their commitment to protecting nature, mirroring Mari's unwavering dedication to the land. It's a moment of unity, where voices blend together, echoing the call for environmental justice. Mari's representation in contemporary art also reflects this environmental consciousness. Artists create powerful works that depict her alongside the elements, earth, water, air, and fire. These pieces capture the essence of her character and highlight her connection to the natural world. Through their art, they tell stories of the earth's beauty and fragility, reminding viewers of the importance of caring for the environment. Each brushstroke and each sculpture invites us to reflect on our role in preserving the planet, igniting a fire within our souls to take action. In poetry and literature, Mari's image is intertwined with themes of environmental stewardship. Writers evoke her spirit when discussing the importance of protecting forests, oceans, and wildlife. They illustrate the consequences of neglecting our planet, painting vivid pictures of what we stand to lose if we do not act. In these stories, Mari is a fierce protector, guiding humanity back to a place of reverence for nature. Her presence serves as a reminder that the fight for the environment is not just a modern concern but a timeless battle for survival, deeply rooted in our history and culture. This modern reinterpretation of Mari goes beyond mere symbolism. It resonates with the core of what it means to be human. It speaks to the innate connection we have with the earth, a bond that is often forgotten in our fast-paced, technology-driven lives. In acknowledging Mari as a guardian of nature, environmentalists advocate for a lifestyle that honors this relationship. They encourage practices that promote sustainability, urging communities to cultivate a sense of responsibility towards the earth. As people learn about Mari's role in Basque mythology, they begin to recognize the universal truths that her story embodies. The values of respect for nature, harmony, and balance resonate with individuals across cultures. They realize that caring for the environment is not just about preserving resources, it is about honoring the spirit of the earth, much like Mari has done for centuries. This understanding fosters a sense of urgency and passion as people unite to protect what they hold dear. Communities are coming together to restore natural habitats, plant trees, and clean rivers, drawing inspiration from Mari's commitment to the land. They find joy in these collective efforts, as they not only give back to nature but also strengthen their bonds with one another. Mari's spirit weaves through their actions, reminding them that they are part of something greater, a movement dedicated to preserving the beauty of the earth for future generations. In schools and educational programs, Mari's story is shared as a means of instilling environmental awareness in young minds. Children learn about her connection to nature and the importance of protecting the planet. They engage in activities that promote conservation, inspired by the idea that they too can be guardians of the earth. This legacy of care and respect for the environment is passed down, creating a ripple effect that strengthens the movement for sustainability. The modern environmental movement continues to draw strength from Mari's story, encouraging individuals to embrace their roles as stewards of the earth. Through her image, people are reminded that they have the power to affect change, to raise their voices in defense of the natural world. With each small action, they contribute to a larger narrative of hope, one that honors Mari's legacy and reinforces the belief that a sustainable future is possible. As the sun sets behind the Basque Mountains, casting a warm glow over the landscape, the spirit of Mari lingers in the air. She whispers through the trees, dances on the breeze, and inspires a new generation of environmentalists to rise up and protect the earth. In honoring her as a guardian of nature, people everywhere are reminded of the sacred bond they share with the world, igniting a passion for environmental consciousness that will resonate for generations to come. In the Basque country, the spirit of Mari calls out from the peaks of the mountains and the depths of the valleys. Her sacred sites are more than just destinations, they are places where history, culture, and spirituality intertwine. For centuries, people have made pilgrimages to honor her, seeking connection with the earth and with their roots. Each visit is a reminder of the power of nature, the resilience of culture, and the enduring spirit of the Basque people. However, as the footsteps of tourists echo through these sacred spaces, the balance between reverence and commercialization hangs in the air. The allure of Mari sites has drawn many who seek to understand the ancient beliefs that have shaped this unique region. Tourists come from far and wide, eager to witness the breathtaking landscapes that have cradled Mari's stories for generations. They hike up to Mount Sindoki, where legends tell of Mari's presence, her spirit swirling in the mist that clings to the mountain. At the base, locals share tales of how she protects the land, nurturing the earth and its people. Visitors leave with a sense of wonder, captivated by the connection between the land and its myths. Each story ignites a spark of respect for the environment and a longing to preserve it. However, with the rising tide of tourism comes the risk of eroding the very essence of these sacred sites. The influx of visitors can lead to overcrowding, litter, and the wear and tear of paths that were once pristine. The delicate balance of nature can be disrupted, and the spiritual significance of these places may fade as they become mere attractions. This raises a heartfelt concern for both the locals and those who cherish the stories of Mari. How can the beauty and spirituality of these locations be preserved for future generations while still sharing their magic with the world? Many Basque communities are taking action to protect their cultural heritage. They engage visitors with stories that speak of Mari's connection to the land, emphasizing the importance of respecting nature. Guided tours often include education about local flora and fauna, intertwining Mari's narratives with lessons on environmental stewardship. Through this approach, tourists are encouraged to connect with the land, fostering a sense of responsibility that extends beyond their visit. It becomes more than just sightseeing, it transforms into a heartfelt experience that honors the spirit of Mari. Pilgrimage practices also play a vital role in preserving the cultural heritage associated with Mari. Every year, faithful followers embark on journeys to sacred sites, carrying with them offerings of flowers, bread, and wine. These pilgrimages are not just physical journeys but spiritual ones, filled with hope, gratitude, and prayers for the land. The act of pilgrimage deepens the bond between the people and their goddess, reinforcing a sense of community and shared identity. As they walk, they share stories and laughter, creating memories that will last a lifetime. The impact of these pilgrimages goes beyond the individuals involved, it enriches the entire community. Local artisans craft handmade offerings and decorations, infusing their work with love and tradition. This support of local crafts helps preserve skills that may otherwise fade away. When pilgrims arrive, they not only seek the blessings of Mari but also contribute to the local economy. Their presence breathes life into small villages, allowing traditions to thrive. As tourism continues to grow, maintaining this balance is essential. Communities are increasingly aware of the need to implement sustainable practices that honor the land and its stories. Some areas have established visitor limits to reduce the strain on the environment, while others promote eco-friendly practices that align with Mari's essence as a protector of nature. This approach invites tourists to play a role in safeguarding the heritage they come to appreciate. Innovative initiatives have emerged to ensure that Mari's spirit remains vibrant within the context of modern tourism. Local festivals celebrate her legacy, drawing in visitors while emphasizing cultural traditions. These gatherings showcase traditional music, dance, and food, offering tourists an authentic glimpse into Basque culture. As laughter fills the air and people come together to honor Mari, the community spirit shines brightly, reminding everyone of the importance of connection to each other and to the land. Mari's sacred sites serve as a bridge between the past and the present. They remind visitors that spirituality can be found in the natural world and that the stories of the land are alive and well. Each time a traveler walks the paths where Mari once roamed, they contribute to a living narrative, one that honors the goddess and the people who have cherished her for centuries. These experiences, filled with emotion and meaning, weave a tapestry of connection that spans generations. The challenge lies in fostering a future where the beauty of Mari's legacy can be shared without compromising its integrity. As awareness grows, both locals and tourists can come together in a shared mission to protect the sacred sites and the stories that breathe life into them. In doing so, they create a powerful narrative of resilience, one that celebrates the spirit of Mari and the unbreakable bond between the Basque people and their land. At the heart of it all is the understanding that Mari is not just a figure from the past, but a symbol of hope and unity for the future. As pilgrims ascend the hills and tourists wander through the valleys, they carry with them the stories of a goddess who embodies the spirit of nature and the strength of culture. Each visit becomes a heartfelt tribute to the enduring connection between humanity and the earth, reminding us all of the responsibility we share in preserving the beauty of the world for generations to come. In the heart of the Basque country, the legacy of Mari stands tall and vibrant, echoing through the ages. She is more than a goddess, she embodies the spirit of the land and the essence of the people who call it home. From ancient times to modern society, her influence stretches beyond borders and belief systems, touching lives in ways that resonate deeply with the human experience. The stories of Mari, rich with lessons of resilience, connection, and love for nature, have become a source of inspiration for many. For centuries, Mari has represented the strength of femininity and the nurturing force of nature. In the tales passed down through generations, she is depicted as a protector, a guardian of the earth, and a symbol of fertility. Her presence can be felt in the rustle of the leaves, the flow of the rivers, and the whispers of the wind. These elements weave together a narrative that reminds people of their connection to the world around them. In today's fast-paced society, where technology often distances us from nature, Mari's teachings encourage a return to simplicity and harmony with the environment. Her legacy extends beyond the borders of the Basque country, inspiring movements and cultures around the globe. As people become more aware of environmental issues, Mari's image as a guardian of nature resonates powerfully with those who strive to protect the earth. Activists and eco-warriors invoke her spirit as they fight for sustainability, reminding us that the earth is not just a resource to exploit, but a sacred home that needs care and respect. In this way, Mari transcends cultural boundaries, becoming a universal symbol of environmental consciousness. Mari's influence can also be seen in the realm of feminism. She serves as a powerful figure representing female strength and independence. In a world where gender roles are still challenged, Mari stands as a beacon of empowerment. Her stories celebrate the feminine spirit, encouraging women to embrace their power and assert their voices. Modern feminist movements often draw inspiration from Mari, using her story to highlight the importance of women's rights and equality. The goddess serves as a reminder that the fight for justice and equity has roots that stretch deep into history. As cultures merge and evolve, the reinterpretation of Mari continues to flourish. In contemporary art and literature, her image takes on new forms, reflecting the struggles and triumphs of modern life. Artists and writers depict her in ways that resonate with today's challenges, showcasing her adaptability and relevance. Each new interpretation adds layers to her story, enriching the tapestry of beliefs and values associated with her. In this way, Mari becomes not just a relic of the past, but a living, breathing symbol of hope and resilience. In popular culture, Mari has found her way into music, theater, and films, capturing the imagination of audiences worldwide. Her essence inspires new generations to explore their roots, encouraging a revival of interest in folklore and traditional beliefs. Through songs and performances, artists convey the powerful emotions tied to Mari's legacy, creating a sense of community and shared identity. This cultural renaissance reinforces the idea that stories have the power to unite people across time and space. The significance of Mari in modern society extends to personal spirituality. Many individuals find comfort in her stories, turning to her as a source of guidance in their own lives. In times of uncertainty, people look to Mari for strength, drawing inspiration from her resilience and nurturing spirit. She becomes a comforting presence, reminding us of the importance of connection to ourselves, to others, and to the earth. In a world that can often feel disconnected, Mari's influence encourages people to seek balance and harmony in their lives. Through all these facets, Mari's enduring legacy remains a testament to the power of myth and spirituality. Her influence across time, culture, and belief systems showcases the profound impact that one figure can have on countless lives. The essence of Mari lives on in the hearts of those who honor her, weaving a narrative that continues to inspire and uplift. Her story transcends language and borders, uniting people in a shared understanding of what it means to be human. As we reflect on Mari's journey from ancient goddess to modern symbol, we see how her spirit thrives in the collective consciousness of society. She is not merely a figure of the past, she is a force that urges us to care for the earth, to uplift one another, and to embrace the strength within ourselves. The legacy of Mari serves as a reminder that our connections to culture, nature, and each other are what make us whole. In every whisper of the wind, every rustle of the leaves, and every ripple in the water, Mari's presence can be felt. She is a testament to the enduring power of stories and the timeless wisdom they carry. As we honor her legacy, we find a path toward a brighter, more connected future, where the lessons of the past guide us in our quest for harmony with the world and each other. Through Mari, we discover the beauty of resilience and the strength of love that binds us all.